Alright, what up? Good morning, dudes. What up, what up? Let's try to do our last little bit of tweetering here to let people know we're live, and then we'll go from there. Oh, I definitely don't stay that lean all the time, no. You gotta try to put on a little bit of mass to try to build eventually. But yeah, that was my last competition season. Yep. Not staying that lean all the time. Debating stream? What are we debating? Twin wants me to get on Discord to debate the keto stuff. If he wants to talk, that's fine. I'm not really interested in like fighting him on anything. I'm just trying to be helpful. But yeah, if he wants to talk, maybe we could like at least give him some of my ideas, and then when my recommendations or understanding fall short, we can refer him to other people. Sure. Let me tweet that we're live real quick. If he doesn't mind me doing like a squat set in between. Might have to do some of that real quick. Yeah, it's fine. No, like, it's great that Quinn is taking an interest in nutrition. What's happening is he's coming into contact with some stuff that can kind of trip up people who are new to nutrition. That's okay. That's all right. The things that he's saying to me are things that you see a lot, so it's okay. It's fine. If he wants to talk, that's fine. We can do that. The main thing is he's just getting into it, which is good. So sometimes you just dive in and you just get on one idea, you see where that takes you, and then you go from there. It's all good. Yep. But yeah, let me, I can maybe DM him my Discord. If he does he really want to talk? You can build muscle in keto. I don't think it's as optimal, but we could try. All right, let me DM him. I might need to set up my thing real quick. Let me see. To make sure that's the right stuff. It might be already the right stuff. Yeah. Are you guys gonna be able to hear the Discord? Well, I'll have to make sure that you guys can hear the Discord. But yeah, if we're chatting between sets, sure, Captain Moss, thanks for the 2 months, man. Appreciate the love, dude. What's going on? We're about to do some squats. Who is Quinn? He's one of my favorite streamers. And he's starting to get into diet. And he asked a question today on Twitter when the best time to fast was. And some people were giving him a hard time, and so he responded that calories in and calories out wasn't a big deal. And I was like, it is actually the thing. But you can eat however you want to feel a certain way. And so now he's giving me the, okay, so if you only eat sugar and I eat nutritiously, what happens? And it's like, okay, all right. So I think we might talk a little bit for the content, for the fun. I do need to squat, though. So we need to do that today. Yeah. No, so he, you know, like I said, he's just kind of hit me with like the right off the bat, like, hey, let's give you the extreme example. But what would be funny is I'd probably lose weight. I'd probably lose more weight than him because our calories are the same and my calorie demand is much higher. So this kind of works out in kind of a weird way. Think of Discord? Yeah. Let me see if I can find where my friends are. Has Quinn, oh, there he is. I think that's Quinn. Let me see if I can get in the Discord thingy. Get the headset on. Gotta get my tweet run working the right way. Yo, what up? I'm excited for you, dude. This is good stuff. You're getting into nutrition? Oh, yeah. 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 I did. Give me 1 second. I need to make sure that chat can hear Discord here. Gotta figure that one out. I'll just put you. Why don't I just do this? I'll fix this because I want them to be able to hear this one too, so we can all learn together. And just before we get started, I mean, I've done my fair share of dieting, but my deep understanding of, you know, every chemical process in the body, I may not have an answer for you, so just so you know. But the good thing is, I can if my understanding falls short, I can give you some references where you can learn a thing or two from where I've learned a thing or two.
Well, this is the big question. Oh wait, I don't know if you've got the Discord audio set up though.
Yep, we're good to go now.
Okay, so what you're saying here, so let me see here. Let me get the tool.
Yeah, so we can break it down as I saw it from the beginning. So you asked your people.
I don't want to misrepresent you.
No, that's right. I'm gonna
I'm gonna pose you a question, right? Because
sure, go for it.
I just grab the. So I said I call a bunch of people clowns, right? Okay, I was doing that. I was getting triggered by these fucking guys. They're like,
sure.
Intermittent fasting to myth. It does nothing. Blah blah. Okay, and I was like,
right.
Okay, then you replied, fat loss is absolutely calories in, calories out.
Correct.
But if you're interested in feeling
Right.
No, but you're interested in eating a certain way to feel different. That's up to you. So
yeah.
That just doesn't do anything, and it just makes you like feel a little bit gay, you know, feel a little bit happy, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, you're not gonna mind if I do a couple sets of squats while we're doing this, right? It's gym time.
Go ahead, do some squats, man.
you don't mind, right?
Raise those T levels, bro.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, brother. We're just warming up. We're just getting started for the day, so this is perfect timing. You can keep me entertained during the warm up. We're just getting started. Just first weights on the bar. Just walked in the gym. But right. So intermittent fasting alone does not have a fat loss advantage over just calorie control. So if you ate,
I think that's false.
Right. That's what we're getting down to.
I'm going to high chest that I spam. So okay, what do you have to say about this, Bajheera? Okay, so I did not reduce my calories.
Have you been tracking your calories? How long?
I mean, I track them vaguely. I eat the same food every day. Okay,
so how many calories was that? Vaguely.
Around 2,000, but when I go out, it's over 3,000.
Okay. Okay, so you're
I'm drinking a coffee right now with just
sure. So you weren't tracking before.
Well, no. What do you mean by tracking? I was eating a very consistent amount of food, just like whatever fucking pasta shit Abby was making every day.
Okay.
And like whenever I have this thing called My Fitness Plan. I don't know if you heard of it.
My Fitness Pal? Yeah. I absolutely recommend that. Yeah.
I scanned the barcodes, and I was somewhere around 2,500 calories a day.
Right. So were you yeah? So you weren't putting your food on a food scale.
No.
So you don't actually know right. So you don't know the quantities of what you're eating.
We're talking a small amount. Okay, we're talking a very small difference, right? Like.
Well, see, that's where people get tripped up a lot of times. Is they think that they're eating a certain amount, but they're actually eating way more because they're not actually tracking. So the amount that you thought was the same as what you're eating now is unlikely to be the same.
I could track it. I mean, I don't know.
That's step one.
But I mean, I already was tracking it to a degree. It's just more of a like, okay, this is the portion here. Like this is one serving, about like like whatever.
Sure, but one of the things one of the things I say a lot is if you have sort of half-assed eyeball it techniques in terms of tracking your food, you're going to get like half-assed eyeball results, right?
Very well. I mean, I feel like you can eyeball things. Like I eyeball my coffee every day. I just
Yeah.
fucking pour it in, bro.
Yeah, after
I
a
get
while
the
of
same
tracking, you get an idea for sure.
consistency every day. But okay, so
Anyway.
I don't even reduce my calories.
So you did, but that's
Same
fine.
exact calories. No, I didn't though. So I didn't reduce my calories. Same calories.
What you're doing is you're building an argument that's just not. Anyway, you go ahead. I know what you're going to say. He's like, I didn't reduce my calories, but I'm losing weight, right?
Well, not losing a small amount of weight over here. No, not a small amount. I'm talking. I was 86 kgs a few months ago. I don't know when I started. Maybe 3 months ago.
Okay.
And now I'm like, we're talking 73.
Nice, dude. Nice.
And my muscles, okay, I don't really have many muscles, but I'm not like, I don't feel like frail or fucking, I can still like.
Bro, you're freaking ex-military, bro. Like you're a beast.
I'm talking, I do nothing, bro. So
right.
Literally, I did 20 push-ups yesterday.
Do you feel like you did less activity than before? With your like 24-hour streams and stuff, you think you've been moving less, doing less activity?
I mean, I was doing this throughout my entire summer.
Because what if you lost muscle mass too?
I don't think I have. I think if anything, I've gained muscle mass.
Yeah,
so it's either the same or gained. Maybe it's just relative, right? You're just losing a bit of fat, so I look more muscular.
Could be.
Maybe it's just the same. But I mean, the fact is, I have not reduced my calories by any significant amount. I still eat like a fuck ton.
Right.
I mean, I'm talking like, if anything, my calories should be higher. And I've been losing weight consistently.
Right.
Like clockwork. Every week it's like around a kg.
Oh, that's like perfect. One kg a week is great. That's great. So how many calories are you doing right now? 2,500 for sure?
I mean, get the food in there, bro. I eat these, I've got like some prepackaged meals.
Yeah, I've seen it, I've seen it from your,
and it's basically, it's majority, it's like fucking, I think it's around 60% fat.
Right.
Like 30% protein.
Nice.
And then it varies, and then the rest is carbs, right? But the point is, it's like just as much, just reducing carbs as much as possible.
Reducing calories too, right?
Reducing calories? No. Because I've just like I sit back here. I sit right here.
Right. I'm not watching your stream at the moment, so.
You know almonds?
Yeah.
I just like, I have like a bag of almonds, and I'll just like smash these back.
Nice.
Or like I'll fucking just go to the fucking restaurant down. They do like a keto meal, which it's not really keto. It's actually like 20% carbs or something. I sit there and I smash back like I'm talking like it's like eating 2 McDonald's meals.
So
I actually ate one on stream, and you can see it's like a giant plate of shit.
Right.
It's huge. So
So what's happening is you are eating in a deficit, whether you realize it or not, and you are feeling good and you feel like you're eating a lot. So it sounds like a fantastic diet for you.
No, that's not the case though. That's not the case.
It's not
What's happening?
Not a fantastic diet?
I'm just keeping my insulin levels low.
Okay.
I'm just keeping my insulin levels low. And then basically, because I'm keeping my insulin levels low, I can actively access my fat stores. And it's not signaling. What is it called? The one that fucking. Whatever, dude. I'm not gonna try and list that shit. Not get into the big words.
We don't need to do that.
The point. We don't need to get into the big words. The point is that I'm keeping my insulin levels low, so then it's just not triggered to store as fat, and then I can access my fat stores at any point in time. Like it's just like, oh yeah,
right. So
food. I haven't got but whatever. It just utilizes the fat stores.
Right. So Quinn,
and then the extra energy can just get burnt off as heat and burnt off as in other processes.
Right. So Quinn, this is going to be big news for you. You are in a deficit. You're in a deficit of calories.
Oh, okay.
That's why you're losing fat. That's why you're not storing fat, because you're not eating enough calories to store, and you're eating sufficiently low calories so that your body burns fat for calories. Your body fat.
Do you understand that you can okay, if every single fucking calorie, right, was to get stored as fat on a human, that every single human would be completely obese, right? If every calorie you ate just gets stored as fat, if you don't use it, every single human on this planet would be obese, including you.
Right, but if you ate in a big deficit constantly, yeah, you definitely gain weight.
The point I'm trying to make here is that not all calories are either like, you don't have to be in a deficit. You want to be like completely neutral to, you actively burn calories on top of your resting metabolic rate. That's what I'm saying. When your insulin levels are low.
Can you say it again? People are going a little ham right now. Nothing. I gotta separate my audio channels is what I gotta do.
What are they doing? Are they fucking spurging out?
No, just normal subs. Just the alert's really loud. No, so why don't I just do this real quick? Let's just play with this, just a teeny bit. You are good, but go ahead and say what you said again if you don't mind.
Delete this overlay. Delete moderators. Delete the scratch overlay. They've got like something on here saying, okay, no, just delete that.
Right.
Okay. So I was saying, well, insulin levels. So if you were to store every calorie you ate as fat, every single human on the planet would be obese. Unless you're like in a deficit. Like it would not be like a small epidemic. It would be just everyone be fat.
Right. Like, every calorie in surplus, because I'm not sure if you store every calorie surplus. I'm not sure how that.
You burn a load of calories just in heat. Like depending on the temperature, depending on how hot your body temperature is, you'll be burning more calories.
A little bit, yeah.
Like, I mean, it's significant though. And there's people who just have good genetics and they just eat a fuck ton.
Yeah,
and they just burn way more calories.
Yeah, most of your calories
just
using your body.
Just because of genetics.
Yeah. Right. So you just run your body.
And it comes down to hormones and hormone balancing. So what I'm saying is, just by balancing hormones and just changing your hormones, exact same calories. Because you said on Twitter here, if you were eating 2,500 calories of, okay, let's just assume we've got identical bodies, Badge. Like we just got normal, you're not jacked, you're just a normal dude.
Well, we can play a different game that I've actually done before in my own life. So my first diet for competition, I dieted on like chicken and broccoli. Super low carb, right? Super low carb. Got me.
I don't like that macro breakdown, but yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Not my preference either. I got lean. I won the Muscle Beach Championship in 2015. It's like cool, did it. So I go into a surplus, gain some muscle, go back in 2018, and then Jenny's pregnant. She doesn't feel like cooking. I am dieting for competition. I don't feel like cooking. So what I dieted on in 2018 was a giant bag of chocolate granola, 1/2 gallon of fat-free milk, and I probably had maybe a protein bar at the end of the day or some sort of rice and protein meal at the end of the day, and got just as lean, maintained my muscle mass just as well, maybe even better because I was having more carbohydrates. But what you're saying is, if you diet on a particular type of food, this amount of calories, and then you diet on a higher carb food selection, then it's going to look different. And it doesn't really.
You just take it to the extreme. You can just be hyperbolic, right? You can take it to the extreme. So you just say, so let's just say instead of just like chocolate with protein and whatever and like reduced fat, let's just say you just eat pure chocolate and just sugar, right? So we have identical bodies. We have identical bodies. You're not jacked as fuck. You're just like a normal dude, right? You're just a normal dude. We have identical bodies. Okay, you eat 2,500 calories of just pure chocolate and sugar, and I'll just eat I'll just go carnivore, or like I'll just eat a bunch of meat with some greens. Right, like a breakdown of like just majority protein and fat with a little bit of carbs, right?
Right.
Okay. The fact is, you're going to be constantly spiking your insulin levels, and then you will not be able to access your fat stores, and you will put on more weight.
You will absolutely lose weight. You will absolutely 100% lose weight if you're in a deficit, eating nothing but chocolate. Get
this, Badge. Get this. Okay, so if you just reduce your calories, but you're consistently eating food, right? Mm-hmm. And you reduce it, what happens to your resting metabolic rate is it slows down.
Right, yeah, so if you continuously restrict.
Well, yeah, if you what I'm saying, if you go into a deficit, like you're saying, right, to lose weight, your resting metabolic rate will slow down.
Over time.
Burn as much fat. Over time. Well, get this, dude. What do you think intermittent fasting does? It doesn't just make you feel different. Like, just spoiler alert.
So,
it increases your resting. Fasting can increase. What's proven to increase your resting metabolic rate. So you actually burn more fat. You will objectively burn more fat doing that. It's not going to make you feel different. This chemical process is taking place that will actively make you burn more fat.
Quinn, that is false. Are you trying to learn? Are you trying to learn, or are you trying to win an argument? I'm trying to figure out which one you're trying to do.
I'm not saying. Well, I mean, I feel like you haven't got all the information. I feel like you haven't got all the information.
So what you're doing right now is you're taking your steps into nutrition, and you're coming into contact with some stuff that is not accurate. And so this is one of the things that's fun about talking with you is because you are saying things that a lot of people are going to encounter and get confused by. And it's my intention to kind of help you and cut through some of the BS and provide you with the basic foundational elements of how diet works. So you can use that as a lens to view all these other diets.
Insulin is real, Pierre. It's real. Like
it
resting
is.
metabolic rates is real.
It is, but if you hold protein consistent...
Did you know scientists studied the people who went on to The Biggest Loser and watched what happened to the resting metabolic rate?
They killed those people.
Using calories?
They have them on no calories, tons of cardio constantly. That will pull your resting metabolic rate down.
Yeah, and
that's just part of dieting.
Scientists have studied that, and they've literally seen what happens.
Right, that's part of dieting.
But do you know what happens when you change your macros and you eat in a certain way? Like eating 2,500 calories of just pure carbs is not the same as eating 2,500 calories of proteins and fats.
So
bodies are not that simple. It's not. Right. We're not some thermodynamic. I mean, you know what? Some like machine.
Right. So science suggests that if you hold protein consistent, then it is about the same. But you need protein for sure. You need protein. Nobody is telling you to eat nothing but sugar. I know that's your extreme example. Nobody's telling you to do that.
No, but you're saying it's calories in, calories out. I'm saying it's not that simple.
For fat loss, it is.
It's not though. It's not though. Because insulin exists.
Right. So
ghrelin exists.
Right. It's part of it. Ghrelin is just a hunger hormone. It doesn't actually make you eat.
I mean, what I'm saying is that because of the fact that this hormone like literally blocks you from. If I just constantly dose you on a small amount of sugar and just keep your insulin levels high, or I just inject you with insulin, you will, and you try and lose weight, dude. Do you know what will happen? Gluconeogenesis will happen, and it will just fucking burn your muscles, and it will turn it into sugar because you literally cannot access your fat stores, and you will not lose fat.
So has anybody told you to diet by sugar and insulin injections? Because that's not what I recommend.
Well, I mean, yeah, people. I mean, you just said you went on granola bars. You said you ate just a bunch. And if you eat a diet
of 300 grams of carbohydrates, probably about 180 grams of protein, and probably about 50 grams of fat. That's pretty gnarly good macros, man. For dieting, that's great. But I got my protein consistent, and I ate foods.
Yeah, so you're agreeing with me then. So you're agreeing with me then. So you're saying that it does, and it's not just calories in, calories out.
For fat
so you're
loss?
saying that if you're trying to like lose weight, eating hard like loads of carbs, it's going to be different than to eating protein and fat.
If you keep your protein consistent, that's what science suggests is the same, pretty much. You can lose weight eating Twinkies. If you want. I don't recommend it, but you can.
And you can feel like ass, and you feel like ass. Anyway, you could. I mean, it depends, right? If you were constantly eating a bit of Twinkie throughout the entire day, it would be very difficult.
Right. So what I say, what's the first thing I tweeted at you? I said, fat loss comes under deficit, but you can eat in ways that make you feel the way you want. So if you want to lose fat, eating Twinkies.
Implies that you're just saying feel implies that you like it just makes you feel a little bit different. It's like you're like basically saying it's not real.
No, that's very real. Having a diet be sustainable and feel good, like what you're doing right now, where you said you feel like you're hammering food, you feel like you're eating a lot, you're still losing weight, you feel great. That's
I am hammering.
Perfect.
I literally am eating the same. No, so
that's fantastic.
Am eating the same calories. So I am eating the same amount of calories. I'm losing weight. That's what's happening. That's what I'm telling you. Like,
I don't think that you have the data to support that.
Well, they're hormones. It's human body. We're not a machine, Badge. We're not a machine. You're a machine. You have insane amounts of muscle mass. You can pretty much eat whatever the fuck you want.
How do you think I got that muscle mass? You think I just started
like just doing loads of weight?
Because I tracked my diet and nutrition for the past 8 years of bodybuilding, in addition to focus on fitness later on.
I can't be doing that, right?
That's fine.
Doing that.
So once again,
way too much effort.
That's fine. If you find a way of dieting that makes you feel good and is causing fat loss.
I'm saying the same amount of. I'm just saying it's like calories in, calories out is complete bullshit. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, that's just that is a hot Quin take right there, dude.
But it's true.
It's not.
When it comes to the human body and but you agree with me. You said that if you're eating sugar and I'm eating protein and fat, the guy with sugar, you were saying, well, actually, I mean, no one eats that, but no, you agreed that the person, it's not as simple as calories in, calories out.
You will lose fat doing that for sure if you're in a deficit. Now, I think that for keeping protein consistent is a good idea though, and that's kind of part of the deal, yeah. But you will lose weight.
You're saying, no, but you'll lose weight. No, but will you lose less or more than the guy eating just fat and protein?
You probably will lose more weight eating nothing but sugar. Because you have nothing to support muscle mass. You're gonna feel gross all the time. You're probably losing more weight.
We're talking about fat. Not fat. Not weight. We're talking fat. We're talking fat. Who's gonna lose more fat eating? If one guy's eating sugar The other guy's eating fat and protein.
Pretty much the same, man. It'd be pretty much the same.
It's not though.
I think that you're giving hormones a way bigger sort of role in this than they actually have.
But they literally are the things that store fat or go out and grab fat and utilize it as energy and ketones. Like it's literally how.
Right. Yeah. So
it's
there's a lot
of like some
right.
small component. It's not some small thing.
Yeah. So hormones are definitely like what you're saying. They're like an energy mobilization tool. So like when you eat, there's going to be all kinds of little sort of mechanisms that are activating to turn the food you're eating into energy, right? And insulin is involved in is involved in that for sure.
If you have a bunch of insulin and going around in your bloodstream, right, and going around in your body, like, how are you going to access your fat stores? How are you going to burn fat?
Because you're not. I mean, like, there's not enough energy for your body. It doesn't matter. Like, if you eat sugar, then there's not enough energy from that sugar to feed what your body needs, then it's going to kick into the fat stores.
But the thing is, while insulin is high, it can't get. And so you've heard of gluconeogenesis. Well, you know about that, right? Because you're scared of that. You don't want that. Well, unless you're trying to convert protein from your meat into like glucose. So do you know what it does? If your insulin's high, but they've got no sugar or glucose to use as energy, what it does is it starts breaking down your muscle. Do you know how fat people are fat as fuck, Veg? You know they're fat as fuck, but their muscle mass when they literally get scanned is like extremely low. It's because they constantly have high insulin, right? They constantly have high insulin. It cannot break down. They constantly have high insulin, and they cannot use the sugar. So then it starts breaking down their muscle and turning it into sugar.
This is an anecdote that I'm sure a lot of people can counter with knowing a friend at some point that was a pretty big dude, and he also is just unreasonably strong, right? He's just unreasonably jacked. So there's also that too, right?
But that guy will just be eating. That guy won't be eating. He'll be a fat cunt. He'll just be eating like 4,000 calories a day, but he won't be eating just carbs.
Yeah, I eat 4,000 calories a day. Hold on now, wait a second.
I mean, he'll be like a fat cunt. He'll be eating like 6,000 calories a day.
Hold on now, I eat 6,000 calories a day sometimes. Hold on now,
okay, 7,000.
Excuse me.
Whatever. He's not going to be doing sumo strats, right? Or like, to be fair, sumo strats, they actually do have a lot of protein because they try and put on weight and keep muscle.
So here's the thing. What's interesting, what you're saying is, during a surplus, you actually do want to eat just about as frequently as you can to keep yourself building muscle. So it's not like having insulin in your body prevents you from building muscle, right? It's not
I didn't say that. I never said that. It said prevents you from using your fat stores as energy. That's what it does, right? It blocks. It basically blocks.
Right, but you're also concerned with this idea that it's going to burn muscle, right?
No. I'm saying if your insulin levels are high, okay, but you don't have energy active, you haven't eaten any sugar recently, but your insulin levels are still high because it takes time for it to come down. Then it says, oh, I need energy. Well, I can't use my fat. Then it starts using gluconeogenesis to basically burn muscle. And that's how you get these people who are encased in fat with absolutely no muscle. And they're fucking weak and they're fat. Just a blubber-filled thing with no fucking muscle.
Those people aren't in deficit calories though, right? Those people are in a surplus.
Well, I mean, if they were eating a fuck ton of sugar constantly and keeping their blood sugars high, then yeah, that'd be fine, right? It wouldn't happen. But that's the thing, right? If the I'm saying eating constant sugar, you're going to keep your insulin levels high the whole time. It will not be able to access your fat stores, and then you will start burning muscle, and you just feel like complete ass because your resting metabolic rate will go down.
Right, but if you're in a deficit, you're going to burn fat, though, right?
Yeah, but if you're in a, the point is that it's not the same. That's the point I'm making.
Right. You want me to tell you?
And the hormones are a huge deal, is what I'm saying.
You want me to agree that eating a pure sugar diet overall is not as good as eating a nutritious diet?
Not nutritious. No. Just then you need to say nutritious. It could be anything. Pure sugar versus just it could have absolutely no minerals or anything. Just like base fat and base protein. Because there's such thing as a essential carbohydrate, right?
An essential carbohydrate?
There's essential proteins, there's essential fats. There is no such thing as an essential carbohydrate.
Yeah, carbs are like gasoline. They're good energy, yeah. But yeah, I don't think they're essential, no. At least in terms of my understanding.
You will die without protein, you will die without fat, you will not die without carbohydrates.
Right, so why would you want to do a pure sugar diet?
Which is the pure thing that
you're just sort of using that as like an omega extreme. Yeah.
I'm using it. Well, we're just talking because you were kind of loading it with nutritious. I'm saying there could be no nutrition at all, right?
Sure, but why would you do that?
It's just a macro breakdown.
Right. So I think I'm trying to speak a little bit more practically than that, though, right? A little more
I'm trying to be
practical.
practical. I'm saying you're not being practical. I'm saying calories in. It's not as simple as calories in, calories out. I'm saying practically in the real world, human bodies are more complicated than that. And there's things called hormones. That's what I'm saying. And
Yeah.
I get triggered as fuck by people saying, "Oh, intermittent fasting's a myth. Intermittent fasting is fucking. Oh, it's just pseudoscience bullshit. It doesn't do anything." When there's actual chemical process, it's proven to
Right. So
basically increase your resting metabolic rate.
Yeah.
It is proven to switch you on to using ketones, which basically are more oxygen efficient, which make increase. They can like put rats in mazes on while they're fasted, and they perform better.
You think they're more motivated by food at that point?
Well, no. Increase mental acuity, right?
Yeah.
It's just like.
I wonder if that has anything to do with like a survival mechanism, though. You know.
Well, free divers. Well, that
Anyway.
because it does really. There are things that go on the brain to do with survival mechanisms that is.
Yeah.
It doesn't. I think it can increase your stress levels. I think it
Sure.
can increase. There's stuff like that. But the people do it. They go on these diets as well. They dive down and they just want to hold their breath for a fuck ton of times because ketones are more efficient with the oxygen. They can basically stay underwater for longer. On this, it's chemical processes happening that are completely different to than if you were just on a normal, you're just eating sugar.
Yeah.
Right.
Similarly, I think
That's
I would
what I'm
argue that like some other sports would probably the carbohydrates would be better fuel, like weightlifting and performance sports would be better with that.
If you're doing powerlifting or sprinting or anything where you want to load your muscles up with glucose, 100%, 100%. Like for what you're doing right now, like doing that with absolutely no sugar or carbs in your diet would be extremely difficult because you'd be starting off with no energy loaded in the muscle.
You know what'll be fun for you is the fact that I've been bringing my carbs down a ton as part of a fat loss plan. Because
Fuck carbs, bro. Fuck carbs.
But-
Carbs are the enemy, bro.
They're not, but they are something really easy to remove out of your diet if you're trying to achieve an energy deficit, right? So that carbohydrates are not essential, so it's easy to pull them out of your diet. Because if you're trying to tip the energy balance into a deficit, you're not going to remove fat and protein as much. But what I want you to know is you can have carbs if you want to.
I do. I ate yogurt yesterday. I had a yogurt, and the other day I had some fucking chocolate milk, whatever. I smash it back. I smash it back occasionally. But
Right.
for the rest of the time, I just don't, because it just spikes the fuck out of my insulin, and then it instantly
Right,
means
and
that
so-
I literally can't burn fat, and then
Right,
I'm just not losing
well,
as much fat
well,
as I would
no,
be if I just wasn't spiking my insulin.
See, that's the thing, is that you still can lose fat, but if you don't like the way it makes you feel, that's important, right? If it like makes you hungrier, and if it makes you like kind of feel foggy, like that's fine. But if you wanted to still have those things that don't make you like feel as good, you would still lose fat, like for sure, you would. It's not gonna be a hormone for you to lose fat. It's just like, find a diet that works. And that's why I responded in the first place, is because you asked.
It kind of sounded like you saying it just doesn't makes you feel good. It's like, I don't know, dude. Like that could be interpreted. The way I interpreted it was.
Yeah, so I wasn't saying that in sort of condescending. No, yeah, I wasn't saying sort of condescending. Like for me, when I talk about my diet, I diet a lot of different ways depending on how I want to feel, right? So if right now, like I've dieted on super high carb before, because that's how I wanted to feel. I wanted to be able to have some pump in the gym, right? When I was training in a deficit. And now it's like, you know what? I've been eating a lot of carbohydrates. I'm gonna do some lower carb for a bit. There's a lot of veggies and protein, maybe some fruit for carbs, yogurt for carbs, things like that, because it makes me feel better. The way that you feel is a big part of the diet, just because what you need to do for fat loss is sustain a caloric deficit. So if you find a way of sustaining a deficit in a way that's like not redlining your discipline every day, where you're like, man, I'm so tired, I'm so hungry, like this sucks every day, and instead you feel like how you feel right now, which is like, I can eat whatever I want. I feel like I'm eating a ton. I don't even feel like I'm in a deficit, but I'm losing 2 pounds a week. Like, that's where you want to be. So when you talk about intermittent fasting, like, hey, when's the best time to fast? And people are like coming into your comments and be like, it's just calories in, calories out. And I'm like, yes, it is, but he can eat however he wants.
And that's why I disagree. And I agree.
Sure.
Like, you want to feel good on a diet, and you want it to be sustainable, right? If it's not sustainable, then what the fuck is the point, right? Because you can't maintain it.
Okay. So,
100%.
do you want to do a different kind of
that's
test? Do you want to do a different kind of test? You should eat in a big surplus and see if you still lose fat. Maybe you're just some kind of genetic freak, where your hormones are just.
I instantly get the second I start eating carbs.
No, not carbs. You should eat in a surplus with no carbs.
Oh, I am. What's I'm saying? I'm saying I am eating in a surplus. I'm saying I am. I am eating. I am. When you say surplus,
Thermodynamics would suggest
I am
otherwise,
burning
right?
my resting metabolic rate is obviously higher than what I'm eating, right? So it's then utilizing fat stores in my body, right? Well, that's my surplus.
Because you're in a deficit of calories, correct, yeah.
Get this. So there's a bunch of really badass science. The people which basically what they're doing is using apps to track their insulin levels based on the food types they're eating. So they'll like check their insulin levels right after they eat some rice. Check their insulin levels right after they drink like a fucking energy drink. Check it after they eat some chicken, whatever. And different people are spiking insulin with different foods. And without reducing calories whatsoever, exact same amount of calories, like people have found that, oh wow, I can eat like fucking ice cream and it's barely spiking my insulin. And versus rice, it's like 3 times as high. And they just go, wow, well, I'll just remove rice. And they instantly start losing weight in the same amount of calories just by modulating the hormones. And that's just tracking insulin.
Where are they adding their calories back in?
And that just means they can more actively tap into their fat stores.
Well, so where are they adding their calories back in? If they pull out rice, are they adding in ice cream? Oh. Is it back now? Hold on.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I'm wondering where did they add their calories back in? Because it was if they pulled out rice, are they adding in ice cream?
Well, yeah, they basically just removed certain the food groups that were basically spiking insulin. They just removed those.
Right. So where did they get the rest of their calories?
Elsewhere, yeah. Well, they just modified it, right? So they remove that and then add in the stuff that doesn't. So they're like, oh yeah, I can eat fucking maybe if you bread's an awful example, like whatever. I can eat steak, and this is like not spiking my insulin whatsoever. Let me just fucking smash back the steak.
And calories felt consistent?
I mean, I don't know 100%. It was more the thing is, it was more like finding the food groups that spiked insulin and then just removing those and then just adding in the other ones, right? But I'd say I was going to
super neat.
I can link.
But you have to have calories consistent, right? Because if you don't have calories consistent, then it's like, I took out all the rice and I removed 800 calories and I had one steak that's like 300, and I'm losing weight. It's insulin. It's insane, but it's actually in a 500 calorie deficit, right?
But the thing is, insulin literally blocks the ability for you to access your fat stores, though, right? Like, it's like there's an actual process there. Like, you just can't.
I don't think it does.
What does, though? You look into it.
So you wanted to link me a video. Let me link you one real quick by a guy that I really like. By the name of Dr. Lane Norton. He's been somebody who's really helpful for me. I can link you one real quick. You don't have to watch it right now, but if you want somebody who actually knows a little bit more about insulin and why people get a little bit obsessed, but you don't need to, that might be one of those places to check in. Just if you want to learn from him. Because that's one place. Lane's good. Lane's good.
I'm down. I mean, if okay. So as long as it's verified and it's like.
Yeah. So there's So he's he's like a nutrition scientist and a bodybuilder, world record holding powerlifter and stuff. So he's the real deal. So just to give you an idea, my intention with talking to you wasn't to like just win an argument. I just want you to,
It wasn't. It's not making an argument. I just wanted to hear what you had to say. Like, I just wanted to see, like, okay, so how can he stand by calories in, calories out, like in this, standard practice?
Right. So it kind of seems like we're getting blocked by this insulin discussion, right? That's kind of like where it's at.
Hormones in general, right?
Yeah.
Like just hormones in general. Like I think that's really important and they're massive, right? Like it's
right. And I think my position is the little hormone fluctuations that you have by eating certain foods or eating at certain times or eating only certain meals are sort of ironed out by the overall energy intake versus energy demand of your body.
Okay, what do you think about diabetics who have to inject insulin then? And then around the insulin sites, they basically get these huge fat lumps, an accumulation of fat, or where they're injecting. And it's not like they're injecting calories.
Right.
It just causes the accumulation of fat.
Yeah.
Just via a hormone.
No idea about that one. In terms of like where your body
literally what
normally
insulin does. Oh my god.
Yeah, I have no idea about that one.
People are doing it. Like what? Chat.
But yeah, I think my objective. Yeah, I think my objective with the conversation is just for you to have a feeling of freedom with your diet, where as long as you're in a deficit, you can do whatever you want. So if there comes a time where you're like, oh man, like I really would like to incorporate some carbohydrates so that I can train harder, or I would like to eat throughout the day because that gives me better energy. I want you to feel good about doing that, because if you still want to lose fat, all you have to do is just keep your calories consistent and protein. That's That's going to be the good stuff for you. But right now, it sounds like what you're doing is great. You feel good. You're passionate about it.
Well, I'm trying to optimize. So you guys said my mental clarity is so much higher. Basically, when I'm running on ketones, bro, my mental clarity is just so much. I'm just so much more focused. The brain fog goes away. Now, I think that might be a bit to do with my microbiome and changing the gut bacteria.
Sure.
Because apparently there's like certain side effects from like you eat certain carbs and fibers and stuff.
Yeah.
And then there's byproducts that can basically give you that, right? So I think it's just removing certain food groups that were causing that gut bacteria to grow and then produce. But the point is, I feel a lot sharper whenever I'm on.
Yeah. So a whole lot.
Either like ketones.
Yeah, a whole lot of health markers improve when you lose fat. And so that could be one of the things that's happening too, is you're losing fat, so your whole body is just feeling better. It's good. It's good.
Keto brain. Oh my, what do you spam? These little fucking spam. We go into your chat to spams like because I got your
No, they're being nice. Well, they're not being nice to you, but they're being nice in general. They're doing the same thing Quin chat usually does. Give you a hard time.
Oh god.
But yeah, it sounds like you're losing 2 pounds a week, feeling good, eating a lot of food that you like. That's good. But I just want you to have freedom.
And on top of that, so the reason I went on keto, bro, like okay, when like not this time, but like the time before that. Well, there's multiple reasons why I did it, but the reason I did in the past is not for fat loss. It's just for mental acuity.
Yeah, that was my understanding.
Intermittent fasting. So intermittent fasting has proven, statistically meaningful, studies where they have literally improved the mental function of rodents and rats and well, it's just been done on like the rats. It's fucked up.
Yeah.
But the point is like throughout history and for a long time, fasting has been known for a way for you to focus up, because basically you just don't have a bunch of blood and shit going away from your brain to your gut if you're eating constantly.
Sure.
And on top of that, ketones just being more efficient with oxygen, and it's just a more efficient energy source. And it's one of those things where I'm also, so the reason I tweeted out that question was not because I'm like, oh, how do I lose weight? I'm already losing weight. I don't know.
Right, that was my impression too. That was my impression is that you weren't asking people how to lose weight. You were asking them how, which one makes you feel the best. That was my impression.
I'm just trying to find out if I'm trying to maximize my mental performance while I'm streaming and be like, have the most energy and feel the best during stream. Like, is that going to be during my eating window? After? Later on in the day, so I go to sleep? And that's what I was trying to ask the question. Yeah,
that was my impression too. I was just chiming in because people were giving you a hard time about calories in, calories out. And it's like, he's not asking me about that. He's asking how to feel the best. But I did want to chime in just to give the encouragement that yes, indeed, it is about fat loss. So you go right ahead and eat, or cal deficit is what fat loss sort of requires. So you just go ahead and eat whatever you want, whichever you prefer.
It's completely different though, right? If you eat like once every 3 days versus eating like 7 times a day.
Well, some people might be like, I feel great, I feel so sharp, and it's like, okay, you go for it then, man. But you don't have to do that if it's like, I'm trying to lose fat, so I'm not gonna eat for 3 days, and it's like, you could, or you could just track your intake and bring your calories down a little every day. That would have the same effect.
But the thing is, if you do that though, Badge, like you're gonna reduce your resting metabolic rate.
Hey Quinn, I've dieted down to like 6% body fat, man. I know what happens when you diet.
And you'll feel like shit, right? Like
it's uncomfortable, but it's uncomfortable because you're super low body fat. It's not like you're insulin, right?
If you were to do it via a fast, you could literally keep the same resting metabolic rate. Actually, well, not even keep it. You'll actually increase your resting metabolic rate.
Right. So that's not true. Right. So that isn't accurate.
It is so. It is true. There's studies. Shall I get the studies?
I'm sure there's studies that say the opposite, Quinn, because I'm familiar with those.
Okay. All right.
So what'll happen is, as you give your body less food. Yeah, I'll probably check that one out. As you feed your body less, and as your body mass decreases, you have less body to feed, and your body's like, okay, cool, I have to make do with a little bit less calories. And so as your body reduces in mass, you're gonna have to eat a little bit less. But what's cool is that once you get down to this like really lean, dieted down stage, you can then increase your base metabolic rate by slowly increasing the food that you eat.
Yeah, but get this though, right? So say you're a hunter-gatherer 100,000 years ago.
Okay, I stream for a living.
And you got no food. You got no food. So this is how we've evolved, right? Human evolution, right? It's not about like the past 60 years of like all the grains and shit we're eating, all that shit we're like, okay. We're talking like 100,000 years ago, you can't eat any food. Okay, what do you think your body's going to want to do? Do you think it's going to want to slow down your metabolic rate and make you slower and feel lethargic and tired? Or do you think it's going to want to energize you and actually increase it in order for you to go out and hunt and kill something?
I absolutely think your body is going to down-regulate your metabolism so you don't continue to burn calories at a really high rate and just die because you're starving to death faster than slower, right?
Not the case.
Are you sure?
When you fast,
I'm pretty sure it is the case.
Your resting metabolic rate goes up. It's not the case.
I don't think so.
Your adrenal gland and your human growth hormone all spikes. A bunch of shit happens that makes you face.
That would be so maladaptive, wouldn't it? The less food there is available, the more calories your body requires. That doesn't make any sense.
If you feel like shit and you get lethargic and you're going to go out of your cave and try to kill something, you're just sitting there and just waste away and die, right? No, it's literally like it's a common known fact about intermittent fasting that it literally increases your
that's a common myth that it increases your metabolism, right? That's a common myth. That's one of those things that people say when they first encounter it, but then it's not actually the case, right? If you're in a deficit, no matter whether you're fasting or not, it's going to bring it down.
I think the only way because we're never going to agree on this, right? And then
until we both watch each other's videos and like, okay, cool, neat.
But I mean, we'll
get some more info.
It's an objective truth there, right? It's not like there's no opinion to be had. It's
sure,
just like,
right.
This is how the human body works.
Right. So you're thinking that fasting makes the less food you eat, the faster your metabolism goes. And do you mean metabolism as how quickly you break down food?
Less. If you just reduce your calories. If you just reduce your calories and you keep eating a little bit at a time, it'll slow down and slow down and slow down to the point where it's not sustainable and you'll just like fucking be depressed and not want to leave your bed.
Well, what you do is
you have no food at all. No food at all. It's like, oh shit, I'm fucking starving, right? Well, I'm switching it. Okay, I need to pump this shit up so we can go out and hunt and kill something.
But why? But generally, you're not dieting in a situation where you're eating no food, right? So I'm bringing it back to
that's literally what intermittent fasting is. It's like you're eating no food.
A lot of people do intermittent
16 hours of the day.
Right, but that's not really fasting, right?
Your body it basically depletes all glucose stores in the muscles and in the liver, and then you're fasting. That's literally how it works. You're in a fasted state.
Sure.
And then you switch over to ketones.
You switch over to ketones that fast?
Oh, I mean, it depends how fat adapted you are, like, and how optimized you are. It depends on what your like microbiome and shit is like, right? It's different for every person. But no, that's basically, it depletes glucose stores. So if you do a bunch of exercise, so you eat your food, you go out, you fucking do a bunch of pumps, fucking pump all your muscles, go do some cardio, deplete your liver, fucking then now you're fasted. Because now you're burning fat. Your insulin levels are low, and you're switched over to fat burning.
And do you think that you feel your best at that point?
Well, I mean, that's the thing, right? Like, people can die for like 40% longer. I said 40%, actually, I don't want to get this number wrong. They can die for a significantly longer and hold their breath for significantly longer because the ketones are basically more oxygen efficient. And there's marked benefits in rodent studies.
Yeah, what would be interesting is, I feel like if you can die for longer, it might mean that you're actually slowing your metabolic rate because you require less energy and you require less oxygen, yeah.
Ketones, I don't really understand the mechanic entirely, but it is more oxygen efficient.
I'm taking your word for that one. I'm just curious if that's not actually showing that
it's not a lie.
That your body actually down-regulates its metabolic rate, so it requires less energy and oxygen to break it down than more. Like what you're suggesting, if your base metabolic rate goes up, it would make me think that you could probably hold your breath for less long because your body is all ramped up and needs more oxygen to break down the molecules of food you're eating into energy and stuff, right? That would be like the opposite for me. But once again, I'm taking your word about that study. But
I'm trying to find it. Right now. The exact study there's multiple.
Right. So the studies that I'm familiar with, just to sort of take a step back, the studies that I'm familiar with are just like, hey, keep your protein good and keep your calories where they need to be, and you're going to be good to go. If there's one thing to take away from the conversation, that's pretty much it. All this other stuff about like hormones and ketones and fasting and whatever, I don't say this in a condescending way. Whichever one makes you feel the best. I don't mean like it doesn't. I don't mean like you just happen to have an opinion that it's better. I mean like if you physically feel sharper in the morning, for the fasting. If you physically feel like you aren't hungry,
it's measurable. It's measurable, right? So
Sure.
it's not like feel. It's not feel. It's measurably. People like Socrates and stuff would intentionally fast for like mental acuity, right? Like there's a bunch of 5-heads that would there's a bunch of people that would intentionally fast for mental acuity. They're looking to feel sharp, and so they intentionally are not eating. So
I wonder if the fasting would actually, like, because fasting's been part of like human culture for a while. I wonder if it's more like to kind of like get so hungry you get kind of like delirious and let new thoughts come in, kind of like how drugs would for some people.
No, it's not that. It's for sharpness, bitch. It's for sharpness. There's a really, if you want to watch a really
fast or not, I feel super spaced out when I add in low calories, like deep into a diet. Fast or not.
That's probably because you're probably eating too much. You're probably eating too many carbs, bro. Or protein.
Or protein?
Wait, where am I looking for this one? I'm not looking for that. Fuck. There's a main video for you, bro. The guy is literally just talking about the science of fasting. This one, yeah. The badass TEDx talk from Mark Madison. Who is he? He's the current chief of the Laboratory of Neurosciences. He's the guy who's basically doing a bunch of fucked up shit to rats and just testing rats and like basically fasting rats and figuring out ways to like optimize the brain. And he's doing this purely for brain optimize. And he goes into the science behind it and how.
I mean, like if you want to starve yourself to near death so you can get the kind of fight response.
You're not like starving. It's not fun. So
that's why we're doing those rats, right? He's kind of starving them to near death, and then they have to like have their last ditch effort to try to eat. We don't
think
live
about
like
the
that
last
now,
200,000 years. Yeah, but think about. Okay, you have evolved over the past 200,000 years. Yeah, think about how much has changed in the last 1,000, 2,000, and how much diet has changed. We've evolved to be hunter and gatherers, right? Plants and vegetables didn't look anything like they look like right now. We didn't have like fucking big dick bananas and huge ass fucking strawberries and shit to smash back.
But we do now, so you don't have to fast constantly.
But that's the thing. Well, our bodies
you can lose weight just eating in a deficit.
No, it's not about losing weight. It's for mental acuity, right? And for feeling good.
Right, so I'd say some people probably feel mentally sharp after a meal. They're like, man, I have some energy. I feel good finally. This is great. And for them, if their goal is fat loss, it's to stay in a deficit and eat in whatever way gives them the best mental acuity. For you, if you feel best fasting in the morning, eating low carb, then do that. I don't think it's the same for everybody.
I mean, they're actually on basically the more Neanderthal you are, effectively, the more meat and shit you can. There's like different, depending on where you are from, and where your heritage.
Interesting.
Like where your main evolution, you will actually perform better. You will deal with plants better. For some people, there's people with autoimmune diseases and shit where they literally like get fucked up from some of the pesticides that are naturally produced in plants.
I haven't been eating meat for 2 years, and I feel great. Like I ate plenty of meat during my life, and then just like I swapped over. I'm like, oh, this feels great, so I'm rolling with it now, you know. So different people can do different stuff for sure. And plant-based has been feeling pretty good for me. I still like dairy products, but no meat, so that's working out okay.
Do you want to say fucked veg?
Huh?
You want some fucked up shit? Speaking of dairy.
Let me hear it.
Okay. Get this, dude. I've been drinking. I used to basically every single day I'd have cereal with milk every day.
Yeah.
For like 25 years plus. Anyway, and then I went on, and then I basically always have hardcore fucking milk in my coffees. Like I'm talking milk. I'm talking like 30 to 40% milk coffees.
Yeah.
It's gonna like fuck tons, dude. Butter on everything, dude, whatever. Okay,
Sure.
get this. Recently, I just took out. I wanted to try getting rid of dairy, and just to see what would happen. Okay, literally second day, no dairy. I started getting like fucking all this sort of weird hormone response.
Yeah.
Basically, my equilibrium was all fucked up. And I started getting pimples everywhere, dude.
Really?
Because I'd just been basically the hormones in the milk had been affecting me so much that when I stopped having milk, I just got I'm talking like pimples on my shin, on my fucking
That's wild.
ass. Like, I never had these in my entire life. Some weird shit, bro.
Weird.
Some fucking. It's just crazy how much of an effect hormones have on the body and how fucking powerful.
Yeah, maybe.
Right, like.
Yeah, maybe you just stay away from that then, I guess, huh?
Well, it's not bad. Well, I mean, I didn't never get any of that when I have it, right? But now it's gone away. It's just like my equilibrium's like, what do you call it? Homeostasis.
Yeah, some people are like super sensitive to that kind of stuff.
I'm not allergic to anything, and I can eat. I mean, as far as I'm aware, and nothing really has like some. But that was like crazy.
Yeah, that is wild.
Just stop drinking milk could fucking make me get all this weird.
Have you tried to like reproduce that at all? Like drink it again and then see what happens?
Well, I mean, eventually I'm sure I will. We'll have to see what. I mean, I'm assuming it's going to happen again because of the amount of shit that's.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just crazy to me. That's crazy. The not drinking milk can make you get like all these.
Yeah, that's why I think this is so cool that you're getting into this, like especially. Like I know you're not new to it, but like digging in deep to it is pretty neat. Optimization
I've been into
stuff.
it for about 3 or 4 years, bro. Like so that's why I'm like, it's not like I'm just new.
Yeah. What have you been trying over those 3 to 4 years? Like what have been your goals?
Well, I was just fat as fuck one day, and I was like, well, I'm fat as fuck. I need to lose weight.
Yeah.
And then I was just doing a bunch of research on how to like, basically, lose weight, right?
Yeah.
And not feel like complete ass.
Yeah, that's right. And that's exactly what I'm saying. Yeah, definitely. Exactly what I'm saying.
And that's when I became, a keto Andy.
Yeah.
A keto Andy. Still fat. Well, that's the thing. I stopped. Literally, the way it works is this, dude. The second I eat carbs, the second I eat carbs, I go back to like, I don't even need to increase calories. The second I start eating carbs again, it just like instantly starts. I mean, it's slow. It's very slow. It like takes months. But like, I'll like put on like a kg every like.
Yeah. So what I would say is if you held calories consistent, that wouldn't happen. But at least you wouldn't be gaining body fat. What you might do is you might have more weight just because your body actually stores glucose in your muscles and stuff. So you might have a little bit more glucose and a little bit more water. And if you're training, it's going to allow you to build muscle too, probably. But in deficit, it's kind of hard to build muscle. But if you're kind of like new to lifting, I mean, you don't have to do what I do like right now, but you could absolutely get back into training. It'd help you with your fat loss too.
Well, I mean, obviously, just doing a bunch of just building muscle mass, right? Especially like doing like deadlifts and shit, right? Like what you're doing right now.
Yeah.
I was looking into like fat loss. The apparently the number one like scientifically proven exercise is actually a deadlift because you build the most muscle mass, and because of that, and it actually increases your testosterone levels, which is nuts. And I'm worried that I'm low T, bro.
Have you got a check?
I'm low T. I waited and checked. Yeah. Apparently, deadlifts, which you build, it's like the one exercise that'll give you like the most muscle mass, which increases your resting metabolic rate the most, which means you can eat more and like lose weight faster, right? So nuts.
When you got to check, what was the number?
Well, I just haven't gone. The guy rang me, and I just fucking never got back to him. So I need to like go in and find out what fuck's up.
Yeah, I feel like if you are, before you hop on the juice, start getting your exercise. I mean, if your diet's on point, that's good. Getting good sleep. Let's see if that doesn't help first.
I'm doing. I'm optimizing my sleep.
Good.
Optimizing my diet, and I'm doing exercise. I'm doing. Well, okay, when I say exercise, I'm going for a walk. I try to go for a walk every day.
Yeah, I would add some resistance training too. Like even if it's just like push-ups.
I hate it, bro. I fucking hate it, bro.
You gotta do it. Or I guess you could become a cardiovascular, like a endurance athlete. That'd be good too.
Yeah, I think all I care about is how well my brain functions. I don't care about like learning to lift a heavy weight. And then again, I do see the benefits of you being able to eat.
Yeah, right.
It's pog.
Well, and there's like benefits to your brain for muscle mass too.
Would you rather
And
eat
exercise.
more or not, like just have an extra 2 hours to play WoW, right?
Would I rather eat more?
I mean, no, wait, okay. Would I rather okay, you can exercise for 2 hours or some shit. But then you also get to eat more food, right? Which is bog.
Yeah.
Or would you rather like just be able to fucking just play WoW for extra 2 hours?
I feel like, I mean, if that's with me, it's like I made my decision. But for you, I feel like that might go into the whole optimization thing. It's like you have your personal preference of like, yeah, I don't really feel like working out, but like once you get into it, you'll probably want to keep doing it because you'll like the way it makes you feel. Like, and I'll quit saying that. You like the optimization impact it has for you, especially for like later on in life and stuff too. And it will help you burn fat because you'll be exercising, which uses calories, and you'll be hopefully building some lean mass. Even though you're in deficit, it's usually hard to build muscle in deficit. However, since you're probably relatively untrained, you should be able to do both at the same time.
Well, the main thing with exercise for me is that it reduces, so it gets rid of all that basically blood sugar and all that sugar stored in your muscles and sugar stored in your liver, which means, well, glucose, right? So and then that means you're instantly moving on to fat stores. So if you like, whatever, you're smashing back a bunch of food, you can just quickly exercise, go for a walk, convert that shit, just use it, expend it as energy, and then you could just move on to your fast loss fast. Even though exercise is like pathetic when it comes to losing weight, right?
No. It's just a lot easier. Exercise is great to lose weight. It's a lot easier to not eat 600 calories than it is to burn it, though. If that's what you're saying.
It's like I think it's like, I mean, in my opinion, it's 80 or 90% diet, and then 10 to 20% exercise.
Well, you know what I'm gonna say, right? It's 100% deficit. You know what I'm gonna say? It's 100% deficit.
You can. But like when it comes to losing weight, well, people think like, oh fuck, I've just gone for a run, now I can go fucking eat McDonald's.
Yeah.
Like no, that run you just did, like you would have to go
Tracking
around, you'd have to
calories,
do that 10 times over, and then you could eat like half of a combo meal from McDonald's.
Right.
Like, it's like, it's pathetic.
But
Now,
there's
building muscle mass is good, obviously, because then you can just, But the thing is, when people start doing exercise more, they start eating more, and then it just completely cancels out, and they generally just put on more weight.
Yeah. Well, that's where you track your calories, so you don't like get surprised by, oh man, how do I gain weight? Because there comes a time where like you don't really want to drop. Like for me, when I diet, I really don't want to drop very far below 2,500 calories. So if I need to achieve a deficit, while my calories are constant, I gotta get more exercise.
Everything you want in your muscles is it's like a power siphon that requires energy, and if you don't sustain it, then you're just gonna lose that shit, right?
Well, I think like feeding is one thing, but using it is almost more important. So like when I diet, the goal is to like eat enough protein and eat enough that I can be in deficit, but also eat enough that I can train hard enough to continue to put the stimulus in the muscle, so it thinks it needs to stick around, right? Because if you stop putting muscle like under strain, that's when it's like, okay, your body's like, well, I'm in a deficit. If I don't need to be putting resources into this, then maybe we don't need it. This is my basic understanding. So like, yeah, you can lose muscle, but it's more like when you stop training as hard, that's when you kind of lose the muscle. That's where the diet comes into play. It's like tough. Is like you're tired, you're not feeding your body as much energy, and you still have to like try to work as hard as you did before without all the extra food.
No, I mean, you potentially. I feel like there's optimization to be had here. I think you can straight up
Absolutely
not feel like shit. Like there is some keto jacked gamers.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And they are fucking, and because they're not basically just reducing calories, and they're doing shit like intermittent fasting or
well,
like
they are reducing calories though.
Well, okay, yeah, but they're not just like just reduce it by 5%, but still eat 3 times a day, or like just reduce it but still eat a fuck ton of carbs. No, they're like switching over to like heavy fat and less protein, and they're effectively not feeling as shit.
Yeah.
And they're feeling much more satiated.
Right. There comes a time.
There's chemicals and hormones that all change based on like what you eat.
Yeah. No, I don't usually feel terrible on a diet. Usually the main thing is just you feel a little tired. You feel that hunger.
Right? Yeah, lethargy.
Well, because you're putting your body in a deficit of calories, but it doesn't usually feel too terrible until you get kind of like later on. Like one of the things that's tough is like getting lean. Like isn't really the super hard part. Staying lean is what kind of hurts.
How come people could be so what's your take on people being in a massive deficit, like literally not eating for 7 days, but feeling more mentally aware than normal, and just feeling more energetic? Obviously, they'd have depleted. They wouldn't have a bunch of like carb-loaded muscles and like liver and shit, but it would be like
yeah, who knows?
Mental clarity. Who knows? Well, I mean,
there probably is data, okay. But yeah, in terms of like why they feel good doing that, it's probably because they want to. Like, if you wanted to fast for 7 days, then like, and you're like, man, it's gonna be awesome. I can't wait to do this. I'm gonna get it done. Then you kind of, it's your choice. Rather than like, if someone is just like without food for 7 days, because even though they want food, they probably aren't like euphoric,
I think that what I'm saying.
That'd be my guess. That's not supportive.
I think you could potentially combat that lethargy that you're getting by. I think there's optimizations you could make to your own diet.
Yeah, probably.
And your eating windows and the way you eat for bodybuilding and like when you're trying to cut fat. That's what I'm.
Oh yeah, you go for sure. Like that's what you do. And like what feels the best to me has changed over time, right? So sometimes I'll do diets, kind of like what I'm doing right now, where low carb makes sense. But then like when I was doing the 2018 diet, I was training twice a day. So I would wake up, I'd work out with no food, and I'd go for a walk, and I'd come home and eat a pretty big, really high carb meal, like that cereal I was telling you about. And then I would digest for a couple hours, and then I would go train again. And it was nice to have that high carb meal in the middle of the day so I could actually kind of like do the training I needed to do in order to get like, you know, the goals that I had accomplished. But low carb in that situation might not have felt the best because I'm not going to have the carbohydrates for recovery and stuff.
Well, you're not loading your muscles with a bunch of glucose. That means it's going to be more difficult for you to do any sort of explosive exercise. But I mean, it means you are working on other systems.
Right. So for bodybuilding, like having the carbohydrates actually is probably a good thing. Although right now, when I do lower carb, I mean, like I said, lower carb, I'm still eating like 300 grams of carbs a day. But it's all from like vegetables and fruits.
But that's so you could be getting lethargy, bro. Like that's literally how you can be fucking yourself because you basically you could be spiking your insulin and making it so you can't access your fat stores.
So can you maybe you could clear up a question I have because I'm not a computer. What's the relationship of growth hormone to insulin?
Bro, I mean, how do you want me to Google that, bro? Just tell me how to Google it.
Yeah, tell them how they interact, or just like see if you can find how they interact. Because I actually even have like carbohydrates, like simple sugars, during my training.
So
and I don't know.
It's often said to have anti-insulin activity,
Right.
because it suppresses the abilities of insulin to stimulate the uptake of glucose, peripheral tissues, and enhance glucose synthesis in the liver. So
Right.
paradoxically, administration of growth hormone stimulates insulin secretion, leading to hyperinsulinemia. Okay, that's I guess too much. But hyper means too much.
Hyper. Yeah, I guess. Because having carbohydrates during training kind of feels pretty good, but I don't think that the issue with insulin is you're saying that like if insulin pops up, it like causes your body to use muscle mass, right? But I think that having carbohydrates during the workout is like going to have the opposite effect, right?
If you have active carbs, if you have blood sugar and you have your muscles loaded up with glucose and your liver loaded up with glucose, it doesn't burn muscle. It burns that first. But then when you have high insulin, no blood sugar, no muscles, nothing stored in your muscles or your liver, it then says, okay, I can't get fat. Let me use gluconeogenesis to convert muscle to glucose.
Wait, what? In what situation does that happen, though? I'm trying to figure out.
Trying to lose weight. Fat people trying to lose weight, bro. That's literally like that because they just reduce their calories, and then what they do is they just reduce their calories, but they're eating high carbs, so the insulin's still high, and they're out doing exercise, so they burn up all their blood sugar, they burn up all their muscle stores, and they're like, I'm trying to lose weight, so I'm going to do exercise, and then it starts burning all the muscle, and they become like a blubber suit, just like with no muscle.
I just can't imagine that ever being the case. Where somebody who has a ton of body fat drops into a deficit and then burns the muscle instead of fat. I don't. It just sounds so weird.
Well, if they're slamming carbs, if they were slamming protein and fat, that'd be chilling. That'd be chilling.
Gotta do a few squats real quick.
Hell yeah, bro! Smash it. All right. Dude, my knees are fucked. When I do squats, my knees flex like hard out, bro.
You got any more squats?
Wait, really? I don't know. I just figured it was my cartilage getting fucked up from being in the army.
That's from inactivity, probably.
So it's like...
You can train your knees up. Yeah.
I need to learn the ways, bro.
You do.
I wish... It was like one of my favorite exercises. And it raises teeth.
So just to stop you, little fluctuation in testosterone doesn't necessarily raise your, like general levels of testosterone, generally.
Like, oh no, but increasing T, I mean, if you have sex with your wife, bro, like the next day your T levels will skyrocket.
Good to know.
Giga T. And then the effects of T and how successful you are directly correlate. Like, people earn more money if their T levels are high.
Well,
and they literally sell more shit if their T levels are high. They
better get them squats, dude.
I know, that's what I'm saying, bro. T is huge.
Literally,
it's not Joe Rogan science. Look it up. Oh my God. How come everyone... Would you believe that, bitch?
That, more
Having
aggressive, more aggressive people
are...
I mean, if you're below the healthy range, I'd say it's probably not good, yeah. For a lot of reasons.
A lot of people are. A lot of people are because they're just inside all day, just eating trash.
Yeah, I think, I'm very tickled by your obsession with hormones.
It's not, but it's for a good reason though.
Yeah, I don't say that in a mean way. It's just like you're all about them, which is fun. Because I think for me, like I figure if I train the way I'm supposed to and focus on like progressive overload and sufficient volume with my training, and if I focus on getting the right amount of food and good macro balance for my nutrition and get enough sleep, all the hormone stuff will kind of take care of itself. And then I just kind of focus on what I actually kind of really have control over. But you are interested in actually having control over your hormones. But I would say those fluctuations in hormones are so much less responsible for like the overall picture than just like the activity that you do, the food, especially the amount of calories you eat, and then the rest you get.
Yeah, but the food types, right? You're talking about macros here. We're talking about, I mean, yeah, food types are huge as well, right? You're still gonna get.
Well, I mean, we're doing this.
The macro breakdowns. Like
we're doing this.
The biggest.
Right. So we're doing like the old mega, like eat nothing but sugar. So what I'll say is I'll give you this. I'll say what the science suggests is get enough protein and then get your calories right. But I'll give you for sure the protein. We'll give you that for sure. Get your protein in, and then whatever you want to do, it's pretty much going to be fine.
I mean, there's loads of essential fats that are proven to like have so many benefits, especially for the brain.
Right. Yeah. If we're gonna start moving towards like the less extreme, then yeah, absolutely. Like make sure you get enough protein and enough fat. Yeah, for sure. I'm definitely in favor of less extreme in terms of like eat nothing but sugar. You know, like whey protein.
So would you agree with the fact that it's like okay? Would you agree with the fact that it's not quite as simple as calories in, calories out when it comes to fat loss?
No.
Like you would, okay.
Not quite. I'm not ready. I mean, I could be convinced otherwise, but my understanding that I have right now is that it pretty much is that simple.
You have to be in deficit. You have to be in deficit to like, I get that.
Yeah, once you're in a deficit, yeah. I mean, like, there's ways to like have a more sustainable deficit, a more healthy deficit, a deficit that feels better for you. Like,
there's one deficit that's gonna like completely fuck your ass and make you effectively your resting metabolic rate will just tank. You'll feel like shit. You'll lose less weight, and there's another way you can do it where you just lose a lot more weight without feeling like shit, without tanking your resting metabolic rate. And that's purely the same amount of calories, just the macros.
I think that dieting in different ways will make you. Yeah, I think dieting in slightly different sort of food selection, meal timing, macro ranges will probably make you feel better than others. But I don't know if it's fasting is going to be the end-all be-all of that difference, and I don't know if keto is going to be the end-all be-all of that difference. Is what I'm saying. Because in my understanding, they're all pretty much about the same. So you can pick the one that you like the most. Because I don't know if I really because the way that I do my stuff is like I don't know if I really don't want to eat all in the morning, and sometimes like with me I want to eat probably I probably do without like intermittent fasting on purpose. I think I stopped eating around like 5 or 6 at night, and then I don't eat again until like 10. So
I mean,
or 11,
just
right?
literally changing nothing but your eating window can have like huge marked changes to the body. You can make a rat live 40% longer just by changing its eating window. You can just make it live. It just lives 40% longer, just by making it eat one time a day or once every 2 or 3 days. Like you restrict calorie intake, or you change the eating window, so then you're basically going into deep ketosis. And you will just straight up live longer. A rat is wrong.
I have no idea.
If they just constantly have access to, I mean, yeah. Dude, I'll watch your video, bro. Wait, I'll watch your video, bro, and then I link 2 videos under the tweet. Okay.
Yeah.
I call people clowns, so.
We can listen to them. Yeah.
I think 100%. I'll check your video. You check my videos. We'll check your little YouTube sesh, like, and then we'll, we can even do like maybe another call at some point.
Yeah, I'm in here every morning, so we can chat every morning. Do a little podcast.
Oh, shit, the nutrition podcast.
Yeah.
You're like the jack dude, just like taking calories out. I'm like the fucking dude talking about hormones.
The hyper gamer optimizing his performance. Yeah.
So, I'm trying to without effectively,
So can you do me a favor?
Or some shit or
Yeah. Can you do me a favor and start? Yeah, just for fun. Start tracking your intake. Like start taking notes on MyFitnessPal if you don't already.
It's so much effort, bro.
No, it's really not, because your food is even prepackaged, right? So you don't even have to do anything.
I'm thinking about changing. So I'm thinking about changing from that because I want
Yeah.
grass-fed, grass-finished
Okay.
meat and shit, and the stuff that I'm getting is like more processed. And
Yeah, right. Yeah, just start tracking your intake. Just do that one for me. Or, well, not for me, do it for you, but like, I'd be very interested to see, like, because one of the things that will happen is, like, you're great right now, but if at some point you wanted to change something, you have, like, the starting point to know, like, where to go next. Because what would have been fun is to see what you were eating before, and then you started doing this plan, which starts to feel really good, and you start to lose weight, start to lose fat. It would have been cool to be able to compare, right? But since we don't have that,
I just kind of guesstimate, bro. I just kind of guesstimate.
and that's fine. I mean, like, but I think now, like, if you're getting serious about it, and we're talking about it, which means you're getting serious about it, start tracking. Just so you have the data. Just so you have the data.
That's a good. I agree.
Yeah.
Like, it would be actually good to get a bunch of blood tests done as well. To track
Yeah. Well, you know what's fun is I just had a blood test myself. I got my second vaccine dose, and I was like, finally, go to the doctor and see what's up. Doing pretty good. So you and I will start this together.
Oh shit. All right. Down to fuck, bro. Down to fuck.
And then we just need to start. We need to get you some weights. Make some Quin gains.
And the cuck shit. So we're basically
Yeah.
gonna be doing a
half gains, dude.
Get this, bro. I'm gonna be doing the new cuck shit 2.0.
Hell yeah.
I'm entertaining the idea of having a gym
Do
with
it,
a stream
man.
set up in there.
Do it.
And so, and then I was thinking doing like a thing where I do like a bodybuilding stream every day for
Yes.
you know, I don't know, I just start the stream an hour earlier or some shit. I just do like an extra like 45 minutes or something of just getting jacked.
Yeah, and then you should,
months,
and then you should go crazy.
See what happens.
Yeah, go crazy, and then do it for like a couple years, and then compete. Yeah.
Nah, bro, there's no way. I can't justify it. I can't. I mean, I get it. It's
Dude, you have all the tools. You're just gonna lose fat effortlessly and feel energized all the time. Why not, dude? You have the secret.
What I'm worried about, dude, is that I'm losing fat too fast. I'm gonna need to.
Oh, you're getting too shredded. Yeah, I hate when that happens. Gonna get too jacked, too shredded. Yeah, I know.
So I'm gonna need to like.
Too
I don't want to get
optimized.
too jacked, you know. I don't want to get too jacked.
You gotta watch out for that, man. Like, so people start
I
getting
rip my
out.
shirts up and shit.
Yeah, you gotta watch out. Like, you start working out one day, and the next day you wake up, it's like the Spider-Man effect. You're like ripped. You're like,
I
oh
look like one
man.
of those fitness
My family's
guys.
gonna disown me. I'm too swole. Not even gonna recognize me because my traps are up to my ears. Like.
I just wear one of those like baggy hoodies, you know, those baggy hoodies that all the gym guys wear, so
but
I cover up my muscles.
Cut off the
Like,
sleeves though, so you can see the arms but nothing else. Maybe just at the elbows so you can see like the gigantic rippling veiny forearm, but nothing else. Just give them a taste, you know? Nah, just give them a little taste. Do that. So start tracking your calories and we'll just see where we're at because it'll be really fun to see like what you're doing right now and that'll give you like an idea. So you know, once again, there may come a time as you lose weight, whether you believe it or not. There may come a time where you lose a little bit of weight and you start to lose weight like a little bit more slowly. You'll know what to do to either pull your calories down or like add in like an extra 30 minutes of walking for like to burn 200 to 300 more calories so you can stay at the deficit where you're at without having to bring your food down way too
I
much.
haven't changed anything this whole time, bro. I haven't changed anything. It's been months. We've been talking.
That's
I
so
haven't changed
good.
anything, and it's been months.
And it's inconsistent, that's awesome.
And if anything, so it's winter now. I used to go for a walk every day, and now when it's raining, I don't go for a walk. So I've actually reduced my exercise, and I'm still losing weight.
Your body's enjoying that then. You're in a good groove, man. You got your body turned on to burn fat. That's great. Now you just gotta add some resistance training.
It's literally just a ketogenic diet, bro. It's just OP. It's literally OP. Like it's actually OP.
Some people love it, man. Some people love it. I think I still need like veggies and stuff. Because like if you have any carbohydrates, you're not really doing keto, right? But I mean, like, still, it doesn't matter.
I'm eating some carbs. So you can have like 5 to 10% of your like overall calories as carbs.
Says the ketogenic diet, or says your body actually being in ketosis? Because that's really once again, I don't really want to get into that because people think that I don't want to confuse people think that you need to be in ketosis to burn fat because you don't burn.
I got well, I mean that's the byproduct of burning fat, right? So if you're burning fat, you're gonna have ketones in your blood. So I actually have a tester here, bro, to track my ketones.
Alright, peace.
Dude, I can smash back a full KFC with like a bunch of like sauces and shit on there, and I've still got like my keto levels, so I'm still in nutritional ketosis. Like, you know.
You're probably not keto then.
Well, no, but you're still burning. Well, if you're doing exercise and stuff, and you're like, you thing is, if you do that all the time and if your entire diet, yeah, you'd be fucked. Let me check. Try to do a little check right now, bro.
Okay.
I got a diabetics kit. I got a diabetics kit. Let me see. I should be on Omega Keto right now, I think. I think I'm gonna be Giga Keto. Like holy shit, smash that. How many have you done that? Fucking smash that shit, though.
This is just a fun workout today. Having fun chatting. Just doing sets. Woo. Little 325 thing. Little 320.
I have no context for how heavy that is, so I can't tell if that's impressive or if that's like easy.
It's not much.
Because that looks, I mean, it looks like
for strong people, it's not much. Yeah.
Okay. I feel like I couldn't do that. I'm just guessing. Like,
Yeah.
I think just doing like fucking 10 squats, like I'd be like already fucking getting tired without any weight, bro.
It's
Body weight.
It's that goddamn keto, Quinn.
Well, no, there's no doubt. I mean, if my muscles aren't loaded with glucose, bro, I'm gonna be like dog shit at it, right? You know that explosive energy you have initially when you first start working out, and it's like the first thing that is gonna be easy. It's because you're just using that sugar, bro.
Resting up. Yeah. You can still train on keto. I don't think you're not gonna have quite as much like power, like you're saying, but that's your goal. You can still do it. You can still do muscle.
Oh, you have way less power. It'd be awful. Like if you there is no way a keto person is ever going to be anywhere near as good as any sprinter that that's just like carbohydrate.
Yeah. Some endurance athletes like low carb. That's different though, right?
Currently the world first it's like an ultra triathlon. It's like something like Giga thing where they literally lose like kgs of weight during it because it's like multiple days. The meta is keto. They will use it because it's like it's superior to just eating sugar.
I feel like fat is like a per gram it's probably twice as many calories too. That'd be helpful.
Okay, let's see. So if I'm over 0.5, let me see. Yeah, that's good. And if I'm alright, let's see what. How much millimoles of keto juice you think is in my blood right now?
I have no idea. I don't have any sort of scale to compare.
Like over 0.5 is like you're kind of okay, but like
what'd you have
like above like 2 is like solid. What I had to eat?
What'd you have to eat yesterday or today? If you've eaten today.
Yesterday
I figured you were fasting.
I had like some meat. I ate some some meat, some veg.
Okay.
Then I had it full on. I had like it was like half a kilo of yogurt.
No keto then.
I mean, you would think it, right? Unless I'm like Giga Keto Chad, dude. It was pure sugar, bro. The yogurt was just pure sugar.
Yeah, you're not in keto.
I currently got 2.3 millimoles of ketones per liter.
What does that mean?
Which is like, that's pretty Giga Keto.
That's Giga Keto? Jeez.
But I haven't eaten any breakfast.
Yeah.
So I burned up all that. I burned up all the sugar passively just with my resting metabolic rate and just slept for like 8 hours.
Nice.
And now I'm just got that. 2.3 is Giga Keto, Chad. Well, not Giga Keto, but like load that into my. I got an app to track the ketones.
You're tracking your freaking ketones and not your calories, Quinn? Pissing me off, bro.
It's irrelevant. I mean,
pissing me off, Quinn.
Like a kg a week, bro. I'm losing a kg a week. Why?
It's because your calories are causing the fat loss, not the ketones, Quinn.
Do you know what's more important? Like than calories? Tracking your insulin levels.
No.
That's just more important.
Does not.
Yeah.
No.
I'm not even kidding.
If you're diabetic,
I'm not even kidding.
Bro.
I'm not even.
You're like. That is so funny. You're like.
I literally smash back pizza. Anything I want, bro. I smash back anything. As long as I'm just generally speaking on keto, it's just so optimal at burning fat. You're just so optimized to do it that it doesn't matter what you eat, bro. You don't even track your calories. You're always in a deficit without even trying.
You're so funny. You're like riding a bike. You're going really fast. You're like, look how still I'm sitting. Look at this. Look how if I sit super still, I can move super fast. Look at this. And it's because you're riding a bike. The bike is propelling you forward. You're in a deficit of calories, propelling the fat loss. You're like, check this out. Look how still I am.
Just optimizing my insulin. Just keep my blood sugar low, bro.
Right. So that is a result of the way you're eating. Right. That's one thing that happens.
I didn't change my calories.
Look how much my hair is blowing in the wind. This is insane. It's like
It's like, yep, that's not what's making you go fast. It's like my hair is moving.
no,
Look at this. Look how fast my hair is moving. I'm going so fast.
Okay.
Because you're on a bike, zooming. You have equipped yourself with the vehicle of transportation. The vehicle is deficit. And you're like,
The
look at this.
thousands of people around the world who are not changing the amount of calories they're eating, and they're just removing foods that spike insulin, who are losing fuck tons of weight, and not dropping the resting metabolic rate. Like, they're all just crazy people. They're just a bunch of crazy people.
I wouldn't say they're crazy. I would say they probably weren't tracking their calories before. They were eyeballing it. They started doing a reduction of calories through intermittent fasting or keto, whatever. They in some way changed their habits so that they are now in a deficit. And they say the deficit.
Hormones.
Right. So they say things like what you're saying, where it's like it's the hormones, or it's the low carb, or it's the fasting, and it's actually deficit.
Have you got a computer in front of you? Like, have you got a computer in front of you? Can I link you? Like, okay.
Yeah. So we're
insulin, fats. Okay.
I'm not saying that insulin isn't like involved in that process. I'm just saying that the effect insulin has is not that big. Like in terms of it doesn't open like the deficit will sort of smooth out any sort of insulin spikes or drops throughout the day.
I'm getting a bunch of like, what am I looking at? For me, it's fine.
It's just that the deficit is like the most important, and the insulin is like a byproduct of like things that happen. And I think that you're just attributing the insulin to a much higher level of importance in terms of what actually causes fat loss than it has.
Oh, this right here. Okay, here we go, boys. Here we go. This is a good
All
one.
right, you keep talking. I'm gonna flip the mic up so I'm not grunting in your ear. Although you probably like that.
I'm fine. I don't care about the grunting, bro. Like, I like the grunting. I like the grunting. I linked you a thing showing you like literally the hormone, so no extra carbs or anything. It's just the fact that insulin, where the injection sites where they're injecting their insulin, causes their body to store body fat, like because that's literally the process of insulin, what it does.
That's crazy.
Like, and when you see that, you can't be like, oh, it's just a hormone, bro. It doesn't do anything. It's like, no.
I would just say the effects of it are sort of ironed out throughout the day.
Oh, shut the fuck. Oh, my bad. I'm trying to talk to my mom. Shut the fuck up, instability, you dumb bitch.
Get him, instability.
They're so on your side, dude. Everyone is on your. I mean, everyone is like, well, they want me to be wrong just because it's a funny meme, right? They're always anti-meme. They're like intentionally upvoting all your stuff.
Appreciate it, boys. Keep it up.
Yeah, don't encourage it. Just so they can say ratio to megalol, dude. You're fucking wrong, dude.
Good work, Adrian.
It's so toxic.
That's okay. That's interesting.
Check out that link. Check out that link I sent you, like the insulin sites where they're injecting insulin.
Is it grody?
It's gonna fucking blow your mind, dude. Like what that hormone that just does basically nothing, bro.
I didn't say that's basically nothing. I'm saying that the effects of it are ironed out.
I don't know what the exact wording was. It was like, it's just not a big deal. You know, just don't get ironed out. It's whatever. Hormones.
Yeah, the deficit is king for fat loss. Yeah, that is pretty wild. That's pretty wild. Phone is ringing. Yeah.
I don't wanna. Because I think we're at a point where like we're never going to.
We're both gonna do some research that we think is interesting. We're gonna share that. We'll have to get back to it tomorrow.
I can link you two really good fucking. I mean, I can link you two really good videos. I'll smash you two really good videos.
Yeah. So I think my one resource for you to, if you want to do some research, is Lane Norton. He's like my go-to guy for nutrition basics, and he's reputable, so he could be a resource for you.
Is that the one you linked? The low carb myths stop obsessing over insulin. That one?
Yeah, that's just one. That's like when I just did a basic Google search real fast for Lane talking about insulin. That's what popped up. But he's got a lot of cool stuff. His like basically like when I was learning bodybuilding and like trying to figure out how to diet for a show, I looked him up, or I found him, and it was just like, start tracking your calories, maintain a deficit, you'll lose fat. Eat in a way that allows you to feel good for your training, and still train hard, which that could be low carb for some people, that could be whatever. And so he didn't like give you a meal plan. He's just like, here's how fat loss works. It's deficit. And then I've throughout the course of time done various diets. I've incorporated things like very low carb. I've incorporated things like spending a period of time fasting. I've done a lot of different things,
And they all have, in terms of fat loss, pretty much the same result. All have, in terms of muscle like sparing, pretty much the same result as long as you can continue to train hard. And now, like, the reasons why I've tried different things is because one is just a preference at the time, or two is like, okay, like I want to have better pumps in the gym, so I'm gonna have more carbs. And as long as you keep tracking your calories and keep protein consistent, and I will definitely say, like, because I'm interested in having good nutrition too, I'll keep my fats good too. So I just don't go lower than like 50 or 60, basically. Sometimes I have more than that, but as long as you adhere to the deficit and keep everything else making sense with whatever's going on in your life at that time, you're gonna lose fat. But at the beginning of it all, you were mostly just thinking about what's gonna be the best mental clarity. So yeah.
I mean, and I think there's one way there's ways of dieting, like, okay, the way you're describing, where you just reduce it and you just keep having 3 meals a day and stuff. That will
I don't necessarily.
increasing metabolic rate.
Meals per day is you can have as many or as few meals per day.
And then there's another way that doesn't do that, which means you have more energy to like pop off and you lose more weight, right? And that's yeah.
Right. So I think I would definitely contend that you lose more weight fasting. I think that's not true, but we can both kind of do more research and see what suggests that.
Dude, I've linked a couple videos from some doctors and some fucking head scientists, bro, like some fucking dude. And I'll watch your one, and then we'll fucking end of the day we'll check it out. And I'm down to, I don't know what the thing is. It's like one of those things where it's like there's just like fact.
Right.
And then it's like, what could they possibly say? Like,
yeah,
there's this fact, like, there's just like, okay, this is what the studies have shown.
Yeah.
But I'm going to try.
And well, because you're gonna get
Because I respect you, Badge.
I respect you too.
I respect you.
And you're gonna get better information about like how certain hormones work in the body from a scientist than I am. Right? I'm not gonna be able to provide you the details, but he will.
Yeah, I feel you. All right.
That was fun, man. See you tomorrow.
GG's.
And chat again.
We'll do it. We'll do another. At some point, we'll have another diet summit. We'll do
right. Sounds good. Peace, man.
GG's, man.
Bye,
Good
chat.
luck with the workout.
Yep. Peace. That was fun. So we'll watch this. Oh, I knew it. I knew it was fucking Jason Fung. Let me call him back. Let me call him right back. I knew it was fucking Jason Fung. Quinn, answer the phone. Answer the goddamn phone, Quinn. Answer the goddamn phone, Quinn. He linked me freaking Jason Fung. Quentin. Tell him to answer the phone. He linked me goddamn Jason Fung. You answer this phone call right now, Quentin. Answer the call right now. He linked me Jason freaking Fung. What's the deal with him? He's a hack. Hold on. You linked me Jason freaking Fung, didn't you? I didn't look at what you linked me until after the call. You linked me Jason freaking Fung.
This guy cooked?
Yes.
Okay, well, check out the other one. Check out your boy Hopkins.
All right.
You don't like the Fung?
Well, so my main man Lane is consistently just crushing this dude. So you got to watch out for stuff like that.
Crushing isn't how.
Crushing as in actual science. So is he not backed by science? Is that what you're saying?
Jason
Fung, no, he's inaccurate.
So I looked into this.
Yeah, he's like one of the sort of main guys who's like putting out some very unhelpful, weird stuff. But now we know. I just wanted to call you back because I had to be like, what? To that one, but that's okay.
Yeah, I mean, we'll just don't ignore. Do you know what? Go ahead and remove that one, and then just look at fasting on the brain.
Yeah,
right?
we'll watch that one. What's that one? All right.
The fasting on the brain one. I mean, I don't know. Maybe there's some other anti-keto guy who's thinks this guy's cooked as well.
Yeah. See if your chat. Yeah. See if your chat has any specific examples. But
I don't see how you could be a chief of the laboratory. I mean, could it just be a fake thing?
It's nuts. I mean, sometimes people they just don't know.
Mark Madison.
Yeah. Yeah, but so
So
I was gonna.
John Hopkins University.
Yeah, when we were talking, I was gonna ask you if Jason Fung was one of the guys that you were watching, because that's kind of sounds.
I don't
like
watch
it.
him. I just typed in.
Okay.
I typed in.
Gotcha.
I typed in like fasting keto.
Yeah, gotcha.
Read it.
Okay.
But I had watched that video though in the past, and I'd been like, "That's a good video." So you know.
Yeah, people can be very persuasive and stuff.
I don't necessarily instantly agree with the fact that everything he's saying is
okay.
Because from what I could see, he was citing studies.
Okay. Well, you and I we'll both do some research. So I had to call you up. I had to give you a little question mark about that guy. Anyway, sorry. Get back to work. Sorry.
Maybe he's fucking cooked. This guy could be fucking cooked.
Yeah, unfortunately.
All
right. See you soon.
Right.
Peace. All right. I had to call him back real quick. Oh man, I hope you guys enjoyed that. The workout today has been kind of just. I don't need this anymore. The workout today has been kind of just like lifting in the gym, talking to a gym bro. That's fine though. That's fine. That was fun for me though. Hopefully it was fun for you too. All right, let me swap my sound over. I really like Quinn. He's one of my favorite guys to watch on stream. His subathon was super cool. Let me turn my music on. I'm gonna put it up here for Archer. Oh, we can keep getting down to squatting. That was fun though, huh? No, my man Lane is routinely getting into Mr. Jason Fung and the sort of unhelpful information that he's putting out there. So the fact that Quinn has found that is as long. I mean, if he just sort of like linked something that he found randomly, that's okay. But yeah, I don't really want him to be trying to get a bunch of advice from there, because I think he's just trying to figure stuff out like everybody else. I'm trying to be helpful. All right. Well, yeah. I mean, if we get anything out of that, I mean, I'll watch his I'll watch the video that he thought was interesting. I'll check that out, and I guess have him watch a little bit of Lane Norton, which is my boy, and hopefully we'll get him to start tracking his calories. That'd be cool. That'll be cool. That'll be fun. Yeah, Quinn's great. I mean, I think a lot of us probably started off dieting and like sort of got hyped up on keto or hyped up on intermittent fasting or whatever, right? So it's pretty normal what he's doing. Not a problem. It's just you gotta watch out for our boy, man. But the cool thing is that he's losing weight and feeling good, so that's fine. It's just like if you ever want to change anything, like what do you do? Like when your fat loss plan starts to slow down or stall, like what do you do? Do you reduce calories? Like you reduce calories, what you do, but like if you think it's an insulin thing, what do? Eat the same amount of calories in just a tighter window? Like there's gonna be a time where you start spinning your wheels, right? And that's the kind of thing I guess we can mention next time. And I think that's one of the reasons why I even responded in the first place. Is because there is going to come a time where like attributing fat loss to insulin starts to not work right. If you're all about intermittent fasting, do you just eat in a shorter window? Because that's not going to result in any more fat loss, right? Do you eat any less than 0 carbs? Like what do you do at that point, right? You're already on 0 carbs with keto. What do you do, right? So what you do is you reduce your calories or you exercise more to stay in a deficit, right? So. Yep, MyFitnessPal would be great for him, yeah. Yep, you want your food. Start getting in a deficit is the plan there. Yep. Alright. I'm not really 100% sure where we are in this workout, but I guess we're just gonna keep squatting for a bit. Like we kinda did some squatting and stuff warming up, so. I like Lane Norton. That's my go-to guy. Bodybuilder, powerlifter, doctor of nutrition science. Cool guy. Here we go. just gonna squat a bit. Yeah. Yeah. Not for everything, but for like heavy compound stuff, I'll usually throw a belt on. Woo! Squat a bit. Thanks for 2 months, man. I was absolutely missing like every sub and whatnot during the talk. Sorry about that, guys. I had to turn it off because it's too loud in my ears with the speakers. It's okay. With the headset, I mean. Yep. When starting off at 0 as a career cat potato, it's better to focus on building muscle, cutting weight. So what if you're a career cat potato? You can actually do both. You can eat in the deficit and train with resistance training and probably build muscle while losing fat. You don't necessarily need to be in a surplus unless you're pretty skinny to begin with. Sorry, hating that video. It's stuff he doesn't like, you know? Like, sorry, bro. Thanks for watching it, though. Sorry, bro. Yeah. He might not like it, and I might not like his video very much either, but we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. At least we're referring him to somebody who knows what I'm talking about, whether he likes it or not. And maybe I'm getting referred to somebody who knows what they're talking about too, so maybe I'll learn something. So first of all, ectomorph isn't a real thing. If you want to build muscle, you need to be in a surplus of calories. And you can absolutely build forearms and calves, absolutely, yeah. Have I ever articulated those streamers on nutrition on the stream before? Not really. Thanks for the 3 months, man. Big flex for you. Quinn is watching with Senior Science. Part of Quinn's thing is being a little bit, what's the word? Like, sort of controversial, right? So, yeah. Something like that. That's what I mean. He thinks hormones are, yeah, he's got hormones like super high in terms of his understanding of what's important. And I would say that the deficit is kind of what is the king in terms of fat loss. And then all this other stuff is just whatever makes you feel the best. And I think that he was sort of saying that when I talk about what makes you feel a certain way, I was being condescending. But rather than how things feel, he wants it to be like what is sort of optimal chemically, hormonally. And that's all fun. But when he starts to talk about intermittent fasting being superior for fat loss, or keto being superior for fat loss, that's kind of where things start to, that doesn't really align with my understanding. Amount of Plusa, thanks so much for the prime, man. Big flex for you, appreciate it, man. Thank you, dude. That's where I start like, that's not my understanding. Classic squat? No, thankfully not. No. Here we go. Let's do a couple more, and we'll might have to go a little heavier too. I like Quinn a lot. That was a fun talk. I feel like we were both pretty respectful, having fun. Like I said, I've watched Quinn stream a lot. I like him a lot, so that wasn't like my first time talking to him. Whew. Whew. Best squat rep range for strength gains? I mean, I think fives, threes. Those are pretty good for sub-maximal training. That's opportunities for going in. Angle your feet out a little bit, and almost like try to turn your feet out, so you activate your glutes. A lot of that is glutes, like pushing out with your glutes, or sorry, pushing out with your hips, and turning. My knee still comes in sometimes when I'm deadlifting. That's glutes and hips. The basic lines are blurred with dieting. the basic concepts we focus on calorie tracking, eating whole foods. Yeah, I'm not gonna fight you on that one. Yep. I think getting enough protein and getting enough fat in, and then carbohydrates, however much you want, is fine. Yep. But yeah, that was funny. He's not tracking his calories, but he's tracking his, he's got like a notepad where he takes down all of his insulin readings, but he's not tracking his calories. That made me laugh a little bit. It's like, Quinn, come on, bro. Being meticulous about tracking, like, you know, something that's not really that big a deal, in my opinion, but we'll get him starting to track his calories and stuff. I think that'll help. The bike on trip. That's just like that's like the silliest, stupidest thing I could just think of just in that moment, where it's like there is something very obvious driving, you know, what's happening right now, and you kind of attribute it to the effects of what you're already doing, right? It's kind of funny, but anyway, I'm just giving it a hard time. I'm on a weight loss. I track your car tire pressure. Right. It's like your tire pressure may decrease as your body weight in the car decreases or something like that. But it's right. It's kind of funny. Yeah. It's all good. It's all good. Like I said, I like Quinn a lot. That was so weird being silly at the end. Do you weigh your food so you know exactly? Yeah, that's super helpful. When you're equipped with the knowledge that about 1 pound of fat lost is a accumulated 3,500 calories of deficit, that's pretty much how it works. So what you do is you start off at somewhere, track your calories diligently, see what happens to your weight at the end of like a week or 2 or 3 weeks even. You know, figure out how many pounds you're losing. Understand that 1 pound is 3,500 calories deficit, and then you can figure out how much of a deficit you're in daily. Because if you're in a huge deficit and you're losing weight really quickly and you feel bad, you can probably eat a little more and still be okay. I think 1 pound a week is pretty good. Quinn said he's losing about 1 kg, which is like 2.2 pounds a week, which is, for his weight, probably like fairly aggressive. But if he's feeling good and doing what he wants, then that's good. Yeah. Right, so that's what I was talking about. It's like you still need to be in surplus to store fat, right? Your insulin isn't just gonna like make you store a bunch of fat just without being in a surplus, right? And if it does happen in a short period of time like that, you may store some fat, and then later in the day when you're not eating, you may burn that fat, right? So it's just like how it works, in my understanding. So maybe Quinn will pick a fight with Lane on Twitter. Lane would enjoy that. Maybe he'll like that. That'd be funny. Then you touch your bench press. So yeah, get your chest out. So some people think about pinching your shoulder blades together. I think about it as just like put my chest out like I'm a tough guy at the gym, you know? Get your chest out. That way, you bring the weight down with your back and then press with your chest. Yeah. That's all right. We'll keep working on it, boss. And Tex, thanks for the T3, man. Big flex for it. Appreciate it, man. Thank you. Yep. It'll be all right. We'll keep working on it. That's fine. My thing with Quinn isn't to like win an argument with him. It's just to kind of help him have a understanding that allows him to accomplish his goals. Right? So, like I said earlier, like if you're all about insulin and all about intermittent fasting, how do you begin losing fat again when you stall? If you're already on 0 carbs, you can't reduce your carbohydrates anymore. You're already at 0. So it's not the carbohydrates. If you're already intermittent fasting, you're eating 1 meal a day, you just eat it really, really fast because you only have 30 minutes to eat. You have to eat really, really fast, and then like that's your... It's not the meal window shrinking that is like, okay, now I lose fat again by shrinking my meal window. No, you lose fat by reducing your calories, right? That's the stopping point. So there may come a time where he doesn't lose fat, right? Or there may come a time where he wants to incorporate carbohydrates, right? And then, so there you go. Yeah, add some carbohydrates, keep your calories consistent, and be all right. There we go. Yeah, he might say Lane's wrong, but whatever. We'll see. Oh, come on now. stomach today. Getting some progressive overload. Whew. Yeah. Just kind of got attached to the first thing he saw. He'll be alright. It might take a little while. No big deal. Whew. He'll be alright. Whew. Once again, like his tweet was mostly just saying what makes you feel the best. And I'm like, yeah, whatever makes you feel the best, as long as we're in the same deficit as King. So I just don't want him to run into a situation where he gets stuck, he doesn't know what to do. Right? When he wants to do something different, he knows that as long as I keep my calories consistent, the same thing will happen to my weight. But I can change the amount of food, or the amount of meals I have, or the carbohydrates, or whatever. You can change those things, and it'll be fine as long as you keep calories and protein consistent. No problem, right? Yeah. Yeah, I just linked him a Lane Norton video, so you know, we'll see how it goes. See if he finds that to be helpful. If not, no worries. Keep doing what he's doing, and maybe eventually he'll find himself in a situation where he needs to do something different. So. Yep. Lane's legit. That's funny. Yeah. That's funny. That's fine. Yeah. Yeah, he probably didn't like that Quinn was hearing the exact things that he was saying, and Lane's like, this is what you may encounter early on. These are some things people have said and think that's just not quite right. And he's saying exactly what Quinn is saying probably, right? That's all good though. Yeah, it's all good. Part of Quinn's thing is being very like antagonistic with chat, you know? Having a very hard stance and arguing it aggressively, and letting all the upheaval happen in the chat and have fun with that, so it's all good. I'm not a big fan of the natty or not stuff, K-Was. And I don't want to be rude to anybody, but I find that Greg is oftentimes a very bad resource, saying that certain things are impossible naturally, and certain people who have absolutely made gains naturally or enhanced. I think that's really bad for everybody, but especially a young audience. I think it's really bad. I think that he's, you know, got a really skewed idea of what's possible naturally. Potentially because he's been on drugs for so long and doesn't really know, right? Hasn't really kept up. Just thanks for looking up Spiegel, man. Appreciate it, dude. So yeah, I don't really interact with a lot of his content, but what I've seen from him is him saying things like a 340-pound bench are impossible naturally. And it's like, it's absolutely possible naturally. And he's saying things like Tfue could not have possibly gained some muscle naturally. And it's like, what are you talking about, man? Like, you're just making this stuff up. Thanks for the prime. And I feel like part of it might just be for views, but the other part of that is it's very damaging to a young audience who is trying to establish whether or not their goals are achievable naturally when they're told that you can't do something that's perfectly natural, naturally. That's problematic in my opinion. Jimbo, thanks for the prime, man. That's what I'm saying, Jake. It just doesn't make any sense. I don't really know. I think that's one of the guys that Quinn linked me though, Mega. I'll have to watch it. Have to watch it. Yeah. Now he's like 200 pounds when he's 135 naturally. Right. Doesn't make any sense. It's just Greg's opinion, like his no BS approach. But what he's saying is actually BS. Is the problem. He's actually saying bullshit. Even if he thinks he's not. That's the problem. We're talking about Greg Doucette, not Quinn. It is bullshit that somebody can't bench press 345 pounds naturally. That is bullshit. It is bullshit to say that someone like Tfue, who is an athletic young man, hasn't really ever lifted weights very much, can't gain muscle after starting to eat like a horse and lift weights. Naturally. That is BS, right? He might think that he's being genuine. He may be genuine in what he's saying, but what he's saying doesn't align with fact, right? I think that's a problem when you tell young audiences, or just people in general in the fitness realm, that you can't do certain perfectly natural things naturally. It doesn't make any sense. So that's the problem. That's what I mean with Greg Doucette. So I think he gained like 20-30 pounds over the course of like several months. And if you eat a lot, you absolutely can do that for sure. Yeah. It's just a YouTube game, but I feel like that's like harmful though to do that. I get it. I understand. I just think it's like a bit immoral. We only have like a couple more sets of this. We'll do some other stuff. One more set here. All right. Greg has an education too? Right, so why is he saying stupid shit, right? That's what I mean. Why is he doing that then? Once again, Greg, not Quinn. What do you think about Quinn saying about testosterone? What thing? He said a few things about testosterone. Yeah. Yeah. The difference about saying the guy talks about fasting to cause deficit? Yeah. Right. That's fine. Yep. Yeah, that definitely was funny. That Quinn is diligently tracking his blood sugar and insulin and stuff, but not his calories. It's like, come on, man. The discipline is in place, you just need to apply it to the right thing. Yeah. It's funny. Start next 86 months, man. Big flex for you. We getting Mr. from Little. Come on in here, mister. Big dog's ready to come in the gym now, boys. Big dog's in the gym now. Come here, big guy. Hi, baby. Daddy wet. Daddy's wet. You wanna go get your weights? Where's your weights? Where are they? There they are. Big dog's arrived. Here we go. Make room for the big fella. Yes, sir. Ah. Yes. Were you checking out the stream, Jenny? Oh, you know?
What?
We talked to Quinn for about 2 hours on stream.
Did you really?
Yeah, it was fun.
Oh, it's just fun, right?
No, I mean, we were definitely having, like, you know, a conversation.
Okay.
Trying to share information and our understanding. But it was respectful, but it was fun, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he's super strong. Big boy.
Come on. Come on.
Alright, I'm gonna take a little bit of weight off. Do some. You gonna try to get under there? What you doing, guy? Yeah, give me this speakers. Woo. Put that up there so we can hear it better, huh? You gotta get out from under the squat rack, boy, in case there's an earthquake or something. Come on.
Watch Daddy.
Gonna watch Daddy.
Come on. Come on. Come on.
We're gonna take a little bit of weight off, boy, because it's starting to get heavy.
Oh, it's so heavy. Run.
We've already been in here for a long time. We gotta do some extra stuff, I think.
He was like deciding, do I fall asleep now or do I go see Dad? So I'd be like, okay, you go see Dad, and he'd be like, go night night. I was like, okay, I can go night night. Go see Dad.
Okay.
Okay.
We're gonna do some light rep work. We've been in here for a while, bud.
Hi, Dada.
Hi, baby. I can do a daddy burp.
Burpee.
The daddy burp, that is so silly.
Yeah, the weights.
I'm gonna just put a few of them back.
Yeah, the weights.
We want to do just some reps. We talked to Quinn for a long time. I was only gonna do like a fairly light leg day today anyway, so.
It was good, respectful, like.
Yeah, we disagreed on a few things, but it was respectful.
Okay.
I like Quinn.
I love Quinn.
Yeah, it was respectful.
And I love Abby.
You know how Quinn is. He's very like he gets a hold of a concept and holds on.
Hey man, if it works for him, then.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If he's feeling good, all I'm concerned about is if he starts to not lose weight, and he's all super interested in fasting or keto.
I just want to know, does he really need to lose weight?
Well, he wants to tighten up a little. I think he should lift weights. But
Yeah.
my concern is if what he's doing stops working, you can't like eating in a shorter time window isn't going to cause fat loss necessarily, and eating with lower carbs
then already zero isn't really going to cause fat loss.
Right.
So it's like you have to start tracking what actually matters
It's
with your
just like
calories.
the calories, but I think if it intermittent fasting responds well to his body.
That's what I'm saying. He seems to like it right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's good.
Yeah.
You got the A for Archer. Yeah. Want to put the A right here?
Here we go. So yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Is he found something that's working for him and his goals, and that's good.
Yeah.
Because if everybody wanted to make a change and was concerned about it being like a weight gain or weight loss thing, he just needs to keep calories consistent.
Right.
Experiment.
Waiting for Daddy. Here he goes. Oh, Dada.
I'm gonna do a nice light here. Here we go, boy. We gotta do a mama. Here.
Oh, Dada.
Let me get his weights. Okay.
Okay, but the A, he wants to put it on there so bad.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay, now Daddy's ready. Let's go.
Come on.
Go give Mama a hug. Daddy will squat.
Come on. Okay. Daddy do it. Daddy do it. Oh. Daddy's got the A. So silly. Daddy's got the A. That's all you wanted. He is so proud. Power up! They're going Super Saiyan for you, aren't you? Say thank you. Say thank you for the goo.
That's the Goku.
Dada!
That's Goku.
All right. Archer's turn. Woo! Archer's turn.
There's just a little bit of plastic. It'll be alright.
Yeah, Daddy did
Good job,
the
Rancer.
A. Would you like
Yeah.
that? Do you want
Even just adding like a walk-in would be good.
I'll help you.
Resistance training is fantastic though. That's fun. Exercise would be good though. Yep. Keep it up. Keep it up, man.
Put it on.
Woo. Now I like Quinn a lot. That's what I'm talking. Woo. Hopefully his chat's not too hard on him.
No.
Everyone knows was nice. I wasn't reading chat as much during the stream there, guys.
Am I cutting? I'm bringing the calories down just a little bit. Yo, Chert, thanks so much for the fresh up, man. Big flex for you. And Dankenstein going in, man. Thank you to you and UConn. Appreciate it. Well, that's true. That's like their relationship with chat, though, right? This roast. Have a hollow back? What does that mean? You could, just for back strengthening and mobility stuff, I would look up some real simple stuff. Is the McGill Big 3 and 90-90 breathing. I haven't yet, White Knight, no. Sorry. Not quite yet. A little bit behind on some of that stuff. Yep. A little bit behind on some of that. I might do like 1 or 2 more sets of squats. We were doing some sets where we were talking. It wasn't like as focused. That's okay though. With your back arch all the time, yeah, you can focus on like abdominal control and pushing your glutes forward a little bit. I mean, like my back still has like a curve in it, but I'm like still standing up. What's up, nobody's? Do you mean like back forward like this? Anyway, I would still just focus on like 2 things. The McGill Big 3 are good back and glute thingies, and then 90-90 breathing is like a good thing too. Or just resistance training in general. Just building muscle structure so that your body kind of sticks together a little better. But yeah, just doing back exercise and back strengthening stuff is good. Silly A. Did it fall down? Did that fall down? That was fun though. Just looking for a place with sane people. Welcome, welcome. That was fun. You're gymming for around 4 years. Then so we're gonna put on more muscle. Do a lot of powerlifting. What's your food look like? First thing, there's a surplus of calories. We talked about deficit a lot today. For gaining weight and gaining muscle, ideally you want to be in a surplus to train hard. You could do more reps. You could do more volume. But if you're doing progressive overload with your weight training, you should probably be able to build muscle. You just need to make sure you're eating enough. Yep. Yep. No, you guys are great. Sorry, I wasn't really paying attention to chat as much as I usually do during the chat, but it was good to talk to Quinn. Make sure we do that. Yo, is carb good or not? I'm confused. Carbs are just a good source of energy. If your diet is intended to be in an energy surplus, you may want to incorporate more carbohydrates. If your diet needs to be in an energy deficit, you may incorporate less carbohydrates because you want to keep protein and fat in a good spot, right? Quinn was doing the extreme example of eating nothing but sugar, which we'll lose fat doing that, but it's not really what you're gonna do, right? Get your protein in, maybe around 1 gram per pound of lean body mass. Get enough fat in, probably at least 50 or 60 grams. And then add carbohydrates or add fat if you don't have as much carbohydrates. Just get your calories right and your protein right, and have enough fat, and you're probably good to go. That's like the easy basics. You can have a lot of different expressions of that in terms of the food that you eat, different times that you eat.
What's the say? Mommy won't let him put it on anymore because Daddy gotta live.
Put it on one more time. Can you put it on for me, Archer? Here, I'll help you. Yeah, put it on for me. So Daddy can do his set.
Maybe like to spin it.
Spin it one time. Woo! Daddy's turn.
Okay, watch Daddy.
All right, Daddy's turn. Here we go.
Daddy lift the A. Daddy lift the A. What in the world? Okay, go Dada. He does. Daddy lifts the A. Whoa, so good. Go Dada. Go Dada. Woo! One more. Woo! Go Dada. Woo! You switching up the knees?
I just didn't put my other ones on before, so there. I couldn't get them on. My legs were too
wait.
pumped and wet.
Okay, we're a silly.
Not like this, Bass. Not like this. Not like this. Yeah, carbs are fun. Carbs are fun. Whew. All right. Woo. Ugh. Yeah, I'm not. I mean, if I find information that is counter to my understanding, that'd be interesting to me. I'm up for shifting my perspective, given appropriate information. I just haven't encountered that from reputable sources, is all. But we'll check out what Quinn sent. Yep. I just want Quinn to track his calories. That'd be interesting. Is losing weight too quickly a bad thing? It can be. It can be. It's probably going to be uncomfortable, for one thing. Two, one of the things that Quinn was saying, it happens either way, but your body will downregulate your metabolism as you eat less. So being in a moderate deficit means that you can lose weight consistently, but you're not pulling your calories down as hard, so your body doesn't respond with pulling your calorie maintenance down as hard. So a more moderate deficit is not going to pull your base metabolic rate down as much. But if you're in a massive deficit, you're telling your body to make do with less calories.
They're too happy.
So it's going to downregulate over time. So, and you're probably going to feel worse too. So I would generally recommend a more moderate deficit. That's what I'd say. When I work out, I'm sweating insanely because of your cardio and body fat, probably. I think sweating is mostly just a body temperature thing, right? You try keto, lost a lot of weight fast, yeah? I mean, when that happens, it's usually because somebody is in a deficit for the first time. Like one of the things that happens is keto is the first time you've ever restricted your calories, so you take all your carbohydrates, you don't really replace them fully, so you lose weight, and it pulls a lot of glycogen out of your muscles and water and stuff too. Yeah, but you're not eating anything, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
That'll bring it down a lot.
Did you see what he just did?
Did you just like shoulder raise that?
Yes! He went up to here.
Archer's nuts.
Like, what the heck?
Nuts. They lose about 2 pounds a week, eat 1,250 calories a day. That's really low. That's super low. I really would try not to go below 2,000 calories if possible. Like, I don't usually go below 2,500, but yeah, 1,500 to 1,200, that's super low. Like, archery eats 1,200 calories a day. Maybe go up for a walk, get a little more exercise, and try to get your calories up a little bit higher.
What are you doing, mister?
Because that's really low. All right, I'm gonna do some isolation stuff.
Yeah.
See how that goes.
Okay, good job, Dad. Good job, Dad.
Thank you, baby.
Good job, Dad.
I think we're done squatting for now, dude. We've been in here for a while. Time to do some isolation.
Daddy's all done.
Gotta start pumping these legs a little bit. All right, Archer granted me some strength to move that thing.
What?
Yeah.
That's my garage.
But yeah, like you're saying, nobody's like, if you dramatically reduce your caloric intake, you're gonna lose a lot of weight.
Yes, Dad. Good
Yep.
job.
When I switch back to even a single piece of bread and make you full, that's interesting. Yeah, but that's why I recommend that people track their calories, right? So if they're afraid of gaining back a ton of body fat after keto, just keep calories consistent.
Oh, you don't need to push it.
You're not going to gain a lot of body fat. You might fill your body with more energy storage, like you might have more, like, you know, glycogen and stuff, which may mean a little bit more water and stuff. But a hydrated muscle and a fed muscle is a healthy muscle. It's not a bad thing. You're not gaining body fat.
We don't need to push it.
But if you keep calories consistent, going from keto to involving carbohydrates isn't going to make you gain fat, right? Yeah. Yep. But yeah, that's kind of what happens. People kind of get a hold of these ideas, right? They go from no discipline at all with their diet to keto, pull all the carbohydrates out, don't add any of the calories back, they lose a lot of weight. They're like, wow, it's keto, but it's a massive deficit. You go from eating all day long to only eating during half the day, you're cutting out half your calories, you lose fat. You're like, wow, it's the fasting. It's actually the deficit from cutting out half of your calories from not eating half the meals you usually eat, right? So people can kind of get the wrong idea about what matters. So Quinn has now gotten attached to these two ideas, and even more so, it's about hormones and stuff. And it's like, not really, but if you like it. You find no motivation to work out? Yeah, it's gotta be the discipline. It's gotta be like a decision that, like how I describe it is like it's a decision that you made when you're thinking clearly, and you're thinking about like what you want to do, what would be good to have done during your day. You think about like a year from now, you're like, man, it would have been cool if this entire last year I was working out every day. And then you do that, you make that decision to start now, and you stick to it with your rational mind and your long-term goal-setting mind, and you don't really rely on whether you feel like it at the time, the motivation, right? Because you've already made the decision. Then you just adhere to the discipline, right? So you've already made the decision a long time ago to train every day. So when you're in the moment, you're like, man, do I want to work out right now? It's time to work out. It's the time that I've set out to do it. Do I want to do it? And instead of having to decide in the moment whether you feel like it or not with all these little feeling in the moment, you're like, yes, this is what I do. Getting it done, you know? Right. But what I'm saying is you don't need the motivation. You don't need the motivation. You need to have to make the discipline, the decision already. Have the discipline and just get it done whether you feel like it or not. Feeling like it is a luxury. That's kind of what I talk about. It's not required, but it's a luxury. You gotta do it whether you feel like it or not. You know what I mean? Oh. Oof. Yep. You don't think him being a bodybuilder makes me have my argument credible? I don't think so either. I think I have an interest in this stuff, and I've done some research and application of my own experience because I'm interested in bodybuilding, but yeah. Well, I think motivation is a real thing. You could definitely feel like doing stuff. I'm just saying it doesn't really matter. Like if you have goals, whether you feel like training that day or whether you feel like adhering to your diet that day is kind of irrelevant if you've already made the decision ahead of time to do this to achieve a goal. Then you just stick to it. Don't have to think about it. Right? All words are made up. Okay, now we are. All right. All right. We're going somewhere different now. We're going somewhere different now. I think I'm like level 70 something on powerlifting, so I haven't gotten into it again. What am I doing for max hypertrophy? I just mostly just kind of ladder up to do some lower sets. Yep. Oh, you at least an hour, sorry. Yeah, my workout went a little slower than usual too. Discipline is motivation. If you're motivated to achieve your goal, to adhere to your routine, / discipline, isn't it? I think it definitely can be part of it, yeah. Yeah, I'm just saying, like, when people say they need to be motivated, I kind of interpret that as I want to feel like doing it. And sometimes you're not going to necessarily feel like it, but you activate your discipline and apply it to do it anyway. But yeah, I mean, I think that can be a motivational thing where you're like, I feel like, you know, like I'm going to work out. This is why, because I decided to do it. That can be a motivating factor, sure. I'm just saying, like, you don't have to feel like it. Is there a point that gets easier? Discipline, I say this a lot. Discipline is a skill. And like any other skill, you get better at discipline by practicing it. So every day, do your best to fulfill your discipline, right? Do the things that you want to do. And you make it a habit. And you can set yourself up for success too, right? And so if you don't want to eat shitty food, don't buy shitty food. If you want to eat the food that's on your diet plan, buy the food that's on your diet plan. Make it easy for you to succeed. Set yourself up for success for that way. But yeah, it also gets better by doing it, by practicing it. Every day is an opportunity to get better, so. Yep. The more you make it part of your habit, the easier it's going to be, I would say. When you're normal to get to the gym, you're actually going to feel, when you're normal to get to the gym, you're actually going to feel bad when you don't. And you're gonna, that feeling is going to be like negative reinforcement kind of, right? To be like, ooh, if I don't go to the gym, if I kind of give into this little weenie feeling of not wanting to go, it's going to make me feel worse. And you remember that for the future. When you eat the shitty food that you know makes you feel bad, you say, oh man, that makes me feel bad. I want to not have that feeling. I want to stick to my plan to one, accomplish my goals, two, feel better. Veteran, thank you so much, man, for locking this up for the long haul. Appreciate it, man. Thank you, man. You know, space workout stuff in your home. You can just do push-ups, crunches, bodyweight squats. Yep. I understand about not want to go to the gym though, but you can get some work done at the house. Drinking a workout, I drink essential amino acids and carbohydrates. The carbohydrates are called highly branched cyclic dextrin, which is a type of sugar that digests more slowly. So, because like if I have like sugar kind of makes me feel like hypoglycemic. I don't like the way that makes me feel. So, but this stuff doesn't make me feel that way. It feels good. All right, I'm gonna start doing some isolation work. Give me 2 seconds. I'm gonna go pee and then we'll just keep pumping. All right. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for being here. BRB. Make sure you guys follow along. We do this every day. Glad to have you. BRB. Real quick. All right, let's keep pumping then, shall we? All right, nobodies. We'll see you later, man. Thanks for dropping by. Appreciate it, man. Maybe that'll help. That sounds good, man. Yeah, you keep fighting the good fight, nobodies. I really like Quinn. He's fighting, but you keep fighting the good fight. Try to keep him on track. The main thing is he seems to be feeling good doing what he's doing, so that's a great start. That's a great start. We gotta get him on the weights though. Gotta get him to start lifting weights. That'll help him out too. That'd be great. Get him on the weights. Maybe we can use this obsession with high T to be a motivating factor for him starting to lift weights. Get the tea flowing. Oh man. Woo. Oh. Who's Quinn? He's a action RPG streamer that streams a lot of Path of Exile, streamed Diablo back in the day, streamed a little bit of WoW recently. does some variety. He's a really funny guy. A big part of his style is kind of having an antagonistic relationship with his chat. Takes a real hard stance on something. Chat tells him he's stupid. They kind of go back and forth about it. Today was nutrition, and I got to talk a little bit about that as well. Yep. Lane Norton. Yep. Trying to prove my build? Yeah, I appreciate it. Good looking out, Quinn. Good looking out, Quinn. But yeah, it was fun. It's good. I really like Quinn. He's one of my favorite streamers, so it's fun to talk to him. I would definitely say there wasn't like drama. It was just a fun talk with another streamer for sure, where we had differing opinions, but it was respectful, no drama. Nothing like negative. Just maybe it might be kind of fun because we disagree. And Iraq, thank you so much, man. Better keeping it going through August now. Appreciate it, man. Thank you. So, it could be a storm, could be yard work being done. Yeah, I'm gonna do a little bit of leg isolation. We were squatting for a little while. I think the workout kind of was a little different than usual because we were talking the whole time. It was still fun. Definitely still fun. Woo. Definitely still a good time. I might take these little knee sleeves off. Might just roll them down. I need them right now. Or roll them up. One of the two. But that was cool. Definitely a fun way to start the day. Chatting about nutrition while knocking some squats out. I don't know if you guys are watching on his stream. Hopefully I wasn't grunting into the mic too hard. Yeah, it's definitely a different vibe. He's got a different vibe with his chat than I do. That's all good though. Your Traxxas, thanks for the 3 months, man. A big flex for it, appreciate it, dude. No, he's got a different vibe. I like it though. He's funny. Interaction styles with the chat a little different though. All good. He's funny. He's actually not good. Good. I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, it was fun for me too. Definitely kind of a fun way to start the day, like I said. I need to do some hip thingies too, some thrusters. Some thrusty boys. But yeah, we do this every day, so if you guys enjoy the stream, make sure you come hang out. We often have these kind of conversations. Because I know that these are kind of topics that you hear about quite a bit. I'd argue they're, kind of misconceptions, but all good. Woo! Yeah, gotta pump the reps on those things. Woo! Man. Any resource recommend to learn about nutrition? Yeah, my guy Lane Norton is a great start. I think that he kind of delivers like the basics and doesn't really mess around with too much other than that. And I'm a firm believer and practitioner of the basics applied consistently can get you serious results, right? It's fairly simple, the basics. Deficit for, like, always get enough protein, eat enough fat, great. Protein, veggies, that's good stuff. With that understood, deficit for fat loss, surplus for gains, progressive overload, sufficient volume for, building muscle. Kind of good basic stuff. Yep. And it's funny, because, like, this is my diet in 2015, right? This is my diet in 2015. This is my diet in 2018. I put on muscle in between, but I think I'm about the same. I think I'm about as lean in both situations. The 2015 one was very low carbohydrates, like basically just chicken and broccoli. The second one was like cereal, milk, whatever, but it was just calorie controlled. Very similar results in terms of in terms of fat loss, and I was able to retain the muscle mass that I gained in between just fine. So you can do different stuff if you want to, but getting your calories in the right number is kind of the most important thing. It's kind of a neat little wrinkle to it all. I Because you can do different stuff depending on what's feeling good to you and what you want to do at the time. And it'll have similar results if you just hit your calories, right? It's from Titan Fitness. Do I feel better now versus then? Well, it depends. Like when you're super, super lean, you are being fairly restricted with your calories for sure. You feel good on stage though. But I don't want to be that lean all the time because it doesn't allow me to build muscle, right? Generally what I'll do is I will build muscle outside of getting ready to compete. I may do mini cuts now and then, like I'm doing a tiny little mini cut right now, where I bring my calories down a bit to lose just a little bit of body fat. But nothing real like long sustained, yeah. That machine is good, yeah. Thanks, Dankenstein. As long as you're maintaining the correct calories, you think that protein is the main macro you should hit? Yeah. Like you could very well just hit your protein, hit your calories, and you're fine. I think that you want at least enough fat though. Another thing to consider, because fat is important for like your hormones and your nerves and stuff. Yep. So you do want enough fat. But you can very well get by with enough protein. Track your protein, track your calories. Yeah, that you could start there. Yeah. For sure. But if you're gonna track your protein, you may as well track the rest of your macros too, right? May as well. Couple more of those and we'll do hamstrings. Oh man. Whew. Jeez. Tracking ketones. Right. I mean, if you want to track your calories and your macros and your ketones, go for it, but I don't know. What does season event look like? For me, it's just like I pick a couple shows and I do those. It depends on what different people do. For me, when I talk about my season, I just mean like, I'm gonna diet down and I'm gonna compete, and then, you know, my season begins when I begin my diet. It ends with my last show when I start to move out of the diet and do it back into a small surplus. Yeah, I don't know anything about talks now. Nope. Did I get Quin up to date? I tried. I think he's still kind of working in the framework of his understanding. But yeah, we had a talk, yeah. Yeah. You don't track your runs, just count the number of dogs that pass and hit 3. Well, what do? You just like walk back? Might as well run back. There could be a circuit, depends on like what you want to do, Messenger. Could depend. What website or similar would be a good source for actually learning about fat loss? Yeah, so the guy named Lane Norton is good. I have my exclamation mark fat loss video, which is kind of just like a basic little thing. But yeah, I like Lane Norton a lot. He's super helpful. 3DMJ is good too. All this kind of good stuff, right? All this kind of good stuff. Yep. What do you call the half tower thing with like half a medicine ball on it to work your abs? I would just call it, there's an ab crunch, standing ab crunch machine perhaps. No, I've never really practiced muscle ups. I don't think I could do it right now. I'd have to really practice. It takes like strength for sure, but I think it's a lot of technique as well. Definitely have to practice the technique. Wasn't Lane Norton recently debunked by bodybuilder scientist Quin69? You know, I may have missed that. I'm gonna need to catch up. I heard there were some developments going on this morning in the bodybuilding scene. I have to get myself up to date. I've just been squatting, talking to one of my friends. I have to get with the program here. Thanks for the heads up though, man. Thanks for the heads up. Yeah, guys, that's the tough part. There is so much stuff out there. It's kind of hard to tell what's accurate and what's not, you know? It's tricky. Jeff Nipper's great too. Yep, it's tricky. So I try to help lay out the basics. Yeah, does he lift? I think I'm gonna try to get him lifting. I'm gonna try get him lifting. Yeah, he should definitely put some weight equipment in his streaming room, his streaming shed.
That'd be sick. Oh man. Ah. Woo. Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. I'm not really trying to sell anything. Trying to deliver the basics. Yep. Yep. Just kind of cut through a little bit of that BS and deliver you guys what actually matters so you can take that and apply it to your goals and make some gains. That there is the dream, my friends. So that's what we're working on. That's what we're working on, and you know, so far so good, I think, right? Woo! Yo, Kratos or Kratos, God, man. Just for the prime, man. Kratos, God. Thanks, dude. Welcome aboard. I'll take good care of that prime for you, man. I appreciate it. Thanks for all the love today, guys. It's been an exciting day. Oh. I like Quinn a lot. He's my buddy, but gotta also acknowledge the fact he's a pretty big streamer on Twitch, and so taking some of his time to have a chat with me is very kind of him. I appreciate that a lot. Oh, gotta acknowledge that. Maybe one more there, and then we'll swap over to the hamstrings. Man! What's that one, Foxen? Sorry about that. The bot doesn't usually like links. What's that about? Is that from Quan? I'll take a look at that in a bit. Thank you. Whew. Trying to debunk me? That's okay. That's all right. Hey, if he finds something that's like really powerful, I'm interested, for sure. Just in my experience and my practice, like literal experience dieting, it is calories. But hey, I mean, if he finds something revolutionary, that's great. That's super cool. I'm interested to find out about it. But generally, the people that he's linking me sometimes are like people that are understood to be not accurate. But we'll see. We'll see. That'd be cool. Once again, it's cool that he's interested. It makes for some fun conversation. The more people who are interested and curious and learning about nutrition, the better. Even if they start off on kind of a sketchy foot, and they eventually sort of move into the understanding that that's fine. It's cool. That's cool. Got him, Bass. Got him. Yeah. Whew. Is that a functional trainer in the corner? Yeah, like the cable setup? Yeah, it's a cable machine. Really cool. Really cool. Anything from I don't have it all in one place. I got some of it from Rogue. Got the thing over from Legend Fitness. And this from Titan Fitness. Came from a variety of sources, really. It's a lot of fun, though. I do like it a lot, yeah. Yeah. Like I said, I have successfully dieted down to single-digit body fat multiple times in my life, and I've done it a few different ways, all of which were tracking my calories, maintaining a deficit, but I've used different meal timings, different macronutrient balances. I've done different stuff. And, you're always going to get lean in a deficit. Just depends on how you feel, how you want to feel, I should say. So, I have a little bit of experience with it, but maybe, maybe. Currently losing a little bit of body fat slowly over time too, while maintaining intensity and strength in the gym, so we're doing all right. We're doing all right. Yep, if you just eat fewer meals throughout the day, you may end up in more of a deficit. Optical, yep. And if it makes you feel better, then keep on doing it.
just if you ever want to not be doing intermittent fasting, if you keep your calories consistent, you're going to experience the same sort of fat loss or gain or whatever that you're interested in. That's what I'm saying. And so as long as you're equipped with that knowledge, good to go. Good to go. What's up, Alpha? Archer was in here hitting a few sets earlier today. Came out here supporting Dad and was doing squats. That was fun. Is there a more accurate way to measure body fat than the measurements that they calculate? I don't really ever measure my body fat, but you should see this. You should see the scale coming down, and you should see the mirror. Generally, I track my progress in the weight room, in the mirror, and on the scale. I don't usually do like body fat tests or anything like that. That's fun. Concept 2 rower, nice. Recommend anything to start training with that? I mean, yeah, so I would just start doing sessions on there and add in some push-ups and some body weight squats, some crunches, and then you got cardio and a pole movement, a back movement with your rower. You're ready to go. That sounds like a lot of fun, man. If you're trying to lose body fat, like we've been talking about all day long, fasting is fine. Just make sure you're tracking your calories and maintaining a deficit. If you feel better fasting during the day, go for it. That's fine. But what will cause fat loss is deficit of calories. Yep. Yep. Yep, I understand, Frost. There's so much information. I've heard it described as, back in the day, there was a scarcity of information. Now there's an abundance of information, and the trick is to try to find out what is actually true, right? So I'm trying to help you understand that there is truth in deficit of calories, or just tracking calories in general for controlling what happens to your body in terms of fat loss or muscle gain, you want to be in a surplus to build muscle, whatnot. Yep. You think of taking tape measurements for tracking progress? Sure, you certainly can. Yeah, you certainly can. I don't really do it, but you certainly could. Drink a lot of amino acids? I take 2 scoops a day. I don't think there's a limit on how much protein your body. I mean, like there is a limit, but I'm not going to reach it with 2 scoops of BCAAs during my training just because it feels good. Yeah. I'm not too worried about that. Did I say I was going to do one more, or are we just going to go right to hamstrings? Let's go right to hamstrings. Let's go pedal around. Well, we got to do this real quick. Let's go to hamstrings. I don't usually end up hamstrings these days. Besides, if you don't like them, don't take them. I like the way they make me feel during the training, so I use them, but if you don't like them, don't need to take them. That's how supplements work. Take ones that you like, you think they're helpful to you, don't take the ones that you don't. All good. Looking to lose a bit of chest fat? What do you say that balanced diet, chest exercises will do the job? So you can't really target fat loss, but exercise and being in a deficit of calories, yeah, absolutely, that'll help. But you kind of just have to wait for your body to figure out when it wants to burn fat off your chest. But chest training isn't necessarily going to make you burn fat off your chest. Just being in a deficit of calories and resistant training would be good though, yeah. For sure. Yeah. Try intermittent fasting? Yeah. That's what we talked about like a lot today. It's fine if you like it. It doesn't really make that much of a difference in terms of fat loss. But if it makes it easier and more comfortable for you to maintain a deficit of calories, which what actually is important for fat loss, then do it. For sure. Am I gonna do a TBC workout soon? Yeah, I gotta figure out what's going on first though. Yep. Here we go. I don't think I'm an expert at TBC warrior yet. Did I like intermittent fasting? It's not really what I'm doing right now on purpose. I mean, you could say that I have a fasting window of like 16 hours or something, but it's not on purpose. I eat. My last meal of the day currently is probably ending around 5 or 6 o'clock, and then I don't generally eat until like 10 or 11 after my workout in the morning. But I do have I have calories, but I don't have my first meal until later. But I guess I'm not really fasting that long, right? I don't really put a lot of stock in like the magical powers of fasting, but if you like it, makes you feel good, go for it. I eat in a way that makes me feel good. So I have my dinner, and then I wake up in the morning and I'll have some whey protein isolate, and I'll have some carbohydrates intra-workout. So it is calories. Because I like the feeling of having calories in my system when I'm training, but I don't like having a lot of food in my system, right? So I sort of combat that by understanding the performance benefits of having calories in my system. So I have whey protein isolate and I have carbohydrates during my training. But I don't have like my first meal until later. Yeah. Fasting works. I'm actually lying. I want to keep the secrets all to myself. Yeah. So I lied. It's actually I think I start eating at around 5 a.m. Eating, because that's when I have my first scoops of whey protein. So I 12 hours fasting. You watch this video. I'm a bit confused about how many calories you burn. Yeah. So you basically have to get like a reasonable estimate. You could track your calories that you eat right now for a week and see what happens to your body. But eventually, by eating a certain amount of calories and seeing what happens, you'll understand where you're at, right? So like right now, if you start tracking your calories, let's say, I'm eating 3,000 calories a day, and I'm currently gaining about 1 pound a week doing that. Then you can say, so 3,500 calories of surplus or deficit is what equals 1 pound of fat gained or lost. So you can say, okay, so over the course of 7 days, I gained 1 pound. That's 3,500 calories divided by 7 is 500 calories. I'm in a 500 calorie surplus. So my maintenance is around 2,500. If I want to lose 1 pound a week, maybe I go down to 2,000 calories, and then I'll lose 1 pound a week. But then that's an estimate, and then you do that and you see what happens. If you lose weight and you feel good, great. If you lose a ton of weight and you feel bad, eat a little more. If you don't lose enough weight, give it another week. If you still don't lose any weight, maybe knock your calories down a little bit or add more exercise. That's the pure basics. Yep, I would recommend getting enough protein. That'll help you feel good. Protein, veggies, fiber, good stuff. Gridlock, thanks for the 41 months, man. Big flex for you, not burning out. Just balance and recovery. Burning out with what exactly though? Balance and recovery and doing things in a way that's sustainable for you. Squeeze these hamstrings. We're gonna be in the gym for a while today. That'll be okay though. Alright, we had a fun day. I want to make sure I get my stuff done. Some isolations. Gonna need to put a little more weight on here though. Let's put a little more weight on. Let's get them hammies warmed up. Running out with a routine, always thinking of everything. Make it a habit and understand what you're doing it for. Have some perspective. I don't know, I find the discipline is helpful. Gives me some structure. Helps you feel good. But I would say, a lot of what I do is a lot of my choice working towards things that I'm passionate about. I feel like if you're kind of in a situation where you're having to put a lot of work into things that you're not really excited about, make sure that you have like another project that you are able to put effort towards to build and have fun with and feel good about. I'm very grateful to have the job that I have. I'm stupid lucky. But yeah, there were times where I felt like I was putting a lot of effort into things that I didn't think was helpful to me and that I could be doing something better. And so I started the side project of working on YouTube content while doing the main thing, which is school. And eventually I was able to make that switch to have the side project be the main project because it was doing well enough, and then just push. So, but I've always had fitness to be one of those things that I can work on and be satisfying and fulfilling, Investing in yourself and in your own health is very valuable. So if you're not currently doing that, that might be one of those things to do. This really helped me make it harder, but it definitely helps for me. In general, like streaming is fantastic. Does it make the workouts better or worse? Depends. I think a lot of times it's good energy from you guys and it's fun for me too. And I think it takes what I'm doing and extends the good that it can do beyond just for my own personal health. Like we can share information and potentially get you guys excited to train too, which is cool. I got it from a lot of different places, Mazics. I'd find the things that allow you to train the way you want to train and it's in your price range. Yeah. Oh. When I started in school to have anything about what I wanted doing? Maybe not directly, but in some ways. I was interested in philosophy and psychology in college. But maybe I'm not really sure if there's any like super direct applications, but probably some things that I don't realize. Potentially. Yep. Yep. Oh. Oh. Yeah, that's a good half Thor. That's awesome, man. Way to work. Yep. The daily weight absolutely will fluctuate. Yep, that's why you definitely just, track it over a long period of time and keep an eye on it. Yep. I'm with you, man. Way to work, dude. 70 pounds is no joke. That's fantastic, dude. You got the right idea. Just in it for the long haul. Being willing to make adjustments and should track every day. Yep. That's good stuff. Yep. And for people who think that's overwhelming, is it overwhelming knowing that if that's what you do, you will 100% reach your goal? If that's just what it takes, and you're guaranteed to reach your goal if you just do the small amount of work that's required, it ended up seeming kind of worth it, I would say, right? Yeah. Oh, man. Whew. Man. Woo. Maybe just or maybe so. I would take a step back and say that my dad, who's a doctor of philosophy, hanging out with him, being raised by him, sort of made me already prepared for an interest in defined philosophy, like it made sense to me and I was already with it on its own, right? So maybe the way that I present things was already part of me, and then the interest in philosophy was just kind of made sense at the time because that's kind of how I was raised. And then it continues to apply later on too, right? So, yeah. But yeah, philosophy was super cool in school. I liked it a lot. But, it could have been just because that's how I was already used to thinking and doing things, right? Yeah. Not that I think I'm some philosophical expert, it was just what I thought was interesting, That's all. But yeah, big credit to my dad, for sure. I did and still do have a great relationship with him. He's one of my best friends, for sure. Among one of the people I consider my best friends, for sure. We got to hang out a lot growing up. It was cool. They're actually coming down for Archer's birthday later this week. Pretty exciting, huh? Be fun. Get him in the gym. Whew. Oh. Natural, yeah. Yep, 100% lifetime drug-free, natural. Yep. Indeed. Whew. A lot of participating bodybuilding philosophy. I can see it. Yep. Yeah, got you, let go. I'm with you. Good on her, Rancer. Good on her, man. Oh. Yeah, that'd be awesome, cloaking. Pop the gym on there. What's the best way to help with burning feeling in calves when running? I would say that's just building fitness. Yeah, that's what I think. Just building fitness. You're probably pretty new to running if your calves are really burning while you're running. You can do a little bit of running, then walk until your calves are a little bit recovered, then run some more until they're, burning too much, then walk a little. It's probably just building fitness, so you can do some interval style training to get there, I'd say. That'd be cool. Lifetime performance enhancing drug-free abs. Yeah. Like if I was gonna get back into running, I probably would do run walk right now too. Yeah. Exclamation mark BB is my bodybuilding.com link. Exclamation mark subs will show you what I'm sipping on. It's just intra-workout carbohydrates. It's not gonna make you build muscle, but it is nice to have some energy during the training. Yep. Yep. Internal one? Yep. Yeah, I think it's probably just a matter of building some fitness. You got this, Gretzky. Just gotta keep building that fitness. You're doing it though, man. You're doing it, man. Oh man, gotta do a few of these too. But yeah, exclamation mark BB gets to the bodybuilding.com link. Exclamation mark subs gets to the video. But what I like, what I use myself. Supplements aren't gonna make you build muscle, but they can kind of making building muscle more fun. They can make muscle build more fun, but they're not gonna do it for you. Gotta train, gotta eat, gotta sleep. How the squats? They're fun. You know, we were having a nutrition discussion during them, so probably not quite as focused as sometimes, but I still feel like we got some good reps in. So that's cool. We're gonna be in a long workout today, that's alright though. Tips for a 20-year-old to gain extra muscle? Eat. Train hard and eat. Sufficient volume, progressive overload, nice caloric surplus, sufficient protein. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Here, watch this video. That video is made in the context mostly of dieting, but same idea. Track your calories, maintain a surplus. 20-year-old's a great time to build muscle, man. Great time to build muscle. Yep. Yo, Latin, thank you so much, man. Appreciate it, dude. Thank you. Oh. Okay. Yep. Alright. Cool. Thank you once again, Latin. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, we gotta get out of here pretty soon. I wanna do a few more sets, but we gotta make sure we're not here too long. I've been out here for a while. But it's been a fun day. Oh, I think we might even have some new peeps coming in to hang out, which is great. Glad to have you guys here. Welcome. We do this every day. I gotta do my due diligence, and I'll maybe on the gaming stream we'll watch what Quinn linked me. We'll take a look at it. I think he was taking a look at what I linked him. I don't know if I'm gonna watch the Jason Fung thing, because I feel like that's just kind of, from what I've understood from my guy Lane Norton, that's kind of BS. So I'm not sure if I really want to immerse myself in that, but I'll watch the other thing he linked. Oh. Just for fun. Oh man. Whew. The squats were okay. I think we just basically did like a 5x5 with a couple reps of 6 with 320. Nothing too big. How long a workout take interacting with Twitch or without it? Maybe it'd be a little faster. It's kind of fun though. Why is it when working out you do like 5 sets of 10 instead of doing as many reps as you can so you can't anymore? Is there a reason for that? Maybe just getting more volume, more total volume. If you like do like a mega burnout, you just want to be able to get as many quality sets in. Man, this might be safer too. My delta fear is only 485. I think we can do more than that here in a little bit though. Yep. Yep. Thoughts on only doing core exercises? Oh, thoughts on only doing deadlift, squat, pull-ups? Probably still make gains. I think I'd like to do other stuff too though. How much weight should I aim to lose per week if I want to maintain muscle mass? Maybe like 1 pound a week is super manageable. That's good. 1 pound a week shouldn't be too bad at all. You should be able to maintain that and train hard. That's what I'd shoot for. That's what I mean, yeah, you wouldn't last as long, yeah. Heaviest dumbbell squat? Dumbbell or barbell? Any tips for a 30-year-old who hasn't exercised their entire life where to start? You can go for walks. You can start with doing push-ups, crunches, bodyweight squats, just doing exercise at the house. I mean, if it's safe and you feel comfortable going to the gym, you can go to the gym and start off on some machines. I have some beginner workouts on my main YouTube channel. If you type !IRL, you can check that out. Some of the movements that I do here on stream aren't necessarily advanced, but it'll give you an idea of like, if you want to split your training the way that I do, you can do that. But yeah, even just getting out, going for walks, tracking your intake of food is going to be super important for changing your body composition. But like, doing push-ups, even if you can do push-ups only from your knees, doing push-ups from your knees, doing bodyweight squats, doing crunches, just start somewhere and keep building up. And feel free to continue to hang out in the chat and ask questions. But yeah, track your intake, start getting some exercise in a way that makes sense to you, even if it's just at home. But yeah, if you type !IRL, it'll link you like, that's my main YouTube channel. I post the fitness on the games channel now, but it's mostly just my full workouts at the moment. But eventually we'll make some shorter videos too, but that'll get you started for some beginner workouts. I don't do a lot of cardio right now. I wouldn't mind doing cardio, but I'm just not making time for it currently. So, yeah. Consistency is key, indeed, yep. Yep. Yeah, you know, it's a start, Fox. It's a start, man. It's a start. It's a start. Yep. Yep. That's a start. Woo! All right. It's just a fine split. Yeah, I mean, kind of my training right now is like big deadlifts, big squats, bodybuilding workouts for like chest, back, arms in between, and not always all three, but that's just kind of how it works at the moment. I'm pretty tired today too, but not as bad as yesterday. I was trashed yesterday. I feel better today. But it was also fun to start the day off with some chat with my buddy Quinn. That was also pretty fun. Yeah, you gotta do that too, hippie. You gotta get off of that. What's the best thing to buy to work out at home? Maybe just dumbbells, if you can find some dumbbells. I do plan to compete again, yeah. I think I'm gonna compete in 2022 though. I think I'm gonna take this year to build. I'm doing a little mini cut just to tighten up a little bit after one of the, just like a 6-month phase of bulking. Gonna tighten up a little bit and then get back into a surplus. Plus I'm going to the beach, so want to tighten up for that. I'm not gonna be losing a whole bunch of strength or mass doing that, but just a little tighten up deficit. Just a little tighten up deficit. But yeah, we won't be like dieting down to compete for real until probably 2022. Give myself some good time to actually progress the physique by building mass. Yep. That's the idea, at least. I love Quinn. Don't worry about it. I'm very familiar with his style, so it's not a problem. I like Quinn a lot. He's one of my favorite streamers, so yeah. All good, all good. Not a problem. Am I a Quin sub? Yeah, like I'm even a Quin sub. There you go. No problem. Any recommendation for fixing squat form? Squat University is good. I like Jeff Nippard. What's his name? Alan Thrall. Lots of great people to check out. Good powerlifters. There was another one. What was it called? Like they're like a powerlifting group that I like too. But yeah, there's a lot of great stuff on YouTube. Yeah, a lot of great stuff on YouTube. Yep. Nah, Quin's great. Quin's great. Quin L, right back at you guys. Yeah. What's up, Wellen? But yeah, Quin's fine. Quin's fine. I'm trying to be helpful. He's getting all fired up, which is great. That's fine. That's good stuff. I'm excited for him and his journey. And he says that he's been into dieting for a couple years now, so that's cool. Over time, you continue to learn more and expand and incorporate things that are helpful to you, not incorporate things that aren't helpful to you. I'm just trying to help him make some gains. I got nothing on you, Wellen. Truly. But I'm working on it, man. Thanks. Working on it. You follow chest, arms, legs, arms, shoulders, back rotation, something like that, yeah. Something like that. That's kind of how it's been recently. I haven't really been able to train chest real heavy, so it's just kind of like my heavy days are kind of the squats and deads, and then I'll do like the bodybuilding stuff in between. And that's been working out pretty okay. Is there any proofs your calf get bigger? Yeah, your calves can absolutely get bigger, yes. Yes, they absolutely can, I promise. Keep training them. I think I've grown my calves a little bit. I don't really do cheat foods these days. I feel better eating my good food. So I don't really feel the need to do the cheat stuff. I eat according to my goals. One of my goals is to feel good, and shitty food makes me feel shitty, so. I never have had rotator cuff stuff. My shoulders are kind of weak and small. Maybe that's why. Oh my gosh. Woo! Nice, ambulance. Got abs? I mean, they're okay. I mean, let me make sure I'm in good lighting before I branch the abs. They're alright. And this is bulking abs, but they're in there. They're in there. Got my nice little chubber belly right now. But they're in there. I think my abs kind of showed higher body fat though. Gotta get in that goon light before I show them off. Yep. Let me see. Got us a little flexy boy in the good lighting. Roll the pants up a little bit. Gotta keep working on it. We'll see. We got some work to do, but hey, we're in the off season, so it's time to build. So we will. But yeah, it'll be fun as I get like a little bit leaner over the next 2 months. It'll be kind of cool. How do you deal with people that don't understand the way to lose, can't lose weight deficit or surplus? You know, just talk it out. If you look at the first 2 hours of the street, that's pretty much what we were doing today. It was fun. Once again, probably not competing until 2022. My body fat is probably like 16-17%. Next benchmark stats robot, yeah. I'm mostly a bodybuilder though, so my PRs aren't very impressive, I don't think. Yeah, probably not going to compete until 2022, most likely. But that's okay, plenty of time to build mass. Do a mini cut, and then get back on the surplus. Nice slow surplus. Let's keep grinding. I mean, everybody's got to go on their own journey, you know? I try to help equip people with the understanding of the basics so they have some freedom to do what they want to do and what makes them feel good. But yeah, I mean, like he's kind of hooked on this idea right now. He'll do his thing, and he'll keep moving forward, and that's all good. I mean, I almost feel like he's looking for like some hack, you know? Some like secret special way to do stuff. Like, you know how he's like, in Path of Exile, he's like, there are like basic builds that you can do that are OP, they work. And he kind of does something that's like off meta, like something special, something crazy that nobody's thought of. And I kind of get the idea that this is it. And usually those builds, you know, they could be good, but you could just do it works. You know, and I think he's looking for like the secret, like the hack, like it's the hormones, right? When it's actually just energy in, energy out, you know? Don't meet your energy demand with food, your body will burn body fat for energy, for calories. That's just how it works. So, but if he's looking for some hack, then power to him, you know, figure it out. 5-minute mile. My best mile was a 4:38. I can neither squat 500 nor do 5-minute mile right now. My best mile was 4:38 back in high school, though. Yeah. Maybe eventually. If I train for it, yeah. I believe in myself, I train for it, yeah. I do. I believe in myself. We've been out here for a while. It's gonna be funny today. Took a little longer than usual, but we're also having a fun chat, so it's all good. Definitely gonna have to go get some food, though. For sure. Yeah, I went to a school on a academic scholarship, but I think my participation in the track team kind of factored into my mission and stuff. Yeah. Yeah, but I ran a little bit in college. It wasn't a fit for me long term. That's okay. That's all right. Same thing with just, you know, college in general, but I like where I'm at now, so it's all good. But yeah, that was definitely fun. Back in the day. Let's do a couple more sets and we're out of here. Yeah. Oh, Crudens. Oh boy. Oh boy. Yo, Keaton, thank you so much for the 60 months, man. Appreciate it, dude. Yes, I'll hit with a little glute flex just for you. Thanks, man. 5 full years, geez Louise. I do have an exclamation mark arms guide. It's not necessarily specific for Night Fae, but you're back. What's up, man? We gotta get out of here. We've been in here for way too long today. Oh, that's all right. We're having fun. I'm almost done. A couple more sets of hammies, and we're out of here. Oof. Woo. That's crazy, guys. That's pretty. I mean, 5:30 is cooking. Yeah, that's not slow at all. Woo! Man. Ooh wee. Yeah, I find that bodybuilding and distance running are kind of similar with your dedication to training and diet and rest and whatnot, discipline. Because that's kind of what it is. It's not necessarily like with running, you're not like directly aggressing on somebody else like with bodybuilding. It's like how much are you willing to hurt in training, and how diligently are you willing to stick to your diet, you know? So it's more like, can someone hang with you rather than like directly exerting on someone else, you know what I mean? Kind of interesting. Yeah. Oh boy. Whew. So I like it. But the thing is, even when I was a distance runner, I couldn't stay out of the gym. I've been a gym rat for like, 20 years. I couldn't stay out of the gym. I'm 31 years old now. I finally got my dad to start taking me to the gym when I was like 11 or 12. And then, I've been a gym rat ever since. So, probably to the detriment of my running, but I couldn't, I can't help it. Can't help it. Oh.
Woo. Oh man. Woo. Man, that's probably enough of that, boys. Oh. Yeah, I got you, SNG. Yeah, I mean, I'd probably play Nia for offense. Dream Tender for defense, and the conduits of this, the ones that I would select are the same. The path is a little different though. But like 2, where you can, 2 potency, potentially 2 defensive, maybe 1 finesse, if you want to do 1 finesse, 1 defensive. But yeah, Dreamweaver or Nia. Dreamweaver for defense, Nia for offense. Yep. I think I bet the 9.0 Warrior Guide has the Night Fae, and the 9.0.5 probably has the Venthyr, if I had to guess. But as Venthyr, I don't even use anything. I just use Naughty all the time. I mean, bother with the guy. All right, 3.5 hour gym stream, longer than usual, but a fun one. How's that for deadlift? The things that I'm thinking about are getting my toes turned out to flex my glutes and my hips, getting my lats pushed, my arms pushed down to pack my lats, and then I take a nice belly breath, push my ribs into my hips, get like that, just get down and get the bar, and drive with your hips, and get up. So that's the basics. But yeah, let's wrap it up on a good note. Guys, we do these gym streams every morning. They're usually a little earlier starting than this. Usually I start around 6 a.m. Today I had to catch up a little bit after the weekend on some work stuff, but don't usually go for 3.5 hours either. But we're here every day, so if you want to tune in for that, make sure you follow the stream, come tune in. The plan right now is for me to shower up, get some food, get back on for a gaming stream, which we do basically right after the gym stream every weekday. So if you want to continue to talk about the games and the gains, just tune in for the gaming stream. I'm gonna probably end up watching Quin's videos on the gaming stream while I eat. See what we think. But yeah, a lot of fun. It was fun to talk to Quin, and it was cool to meet so many new people coming into the chat. Glad to have you guys here. Love to hang out with you guys in the future. But for now, I'm gonna go shower up, get some food. We'll see you guys right back on stream in an hour tops. All right? Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys soon. Peace.